Hello, Gelato Familia. What is going on? George the Disney Italiano coming to you, still in the East Coast, still back in my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And of course, yeah, I'm sporting my one of my old cab hats that I actually had that I left here. So it's sitting right here by my desk. So I thought, you know what, I'll just sport it for tonight. What the hell? But in any case, I got my partner in crime here with all the lives and all the news going on. It's not alive with Mr. Theme Park Conductor. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. This is going to be an interesting conversation because, as many of you guys know, me and George are like two chatty Cathys on a live stream, so we could go for hell long, and it's an awesome, awesome time. Can't wait to talk about everything that George has lined up for us tonight. But you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, and TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. for Conductor Sunday live stream, where we have amazing guests like the one, the only Mr. Hollow Gelato with his spicy Italian theme park opinions and just everything he brings to the table. Him and his wife Abigail are moderators also on Theme Park Conductors content. So definitely give a big shout out to Hollow Gelato, because as I'm looking at his channel currently, he's almost at 70K subscribers. What a big accomplishment, and I could not be any more prouder of him and his wonderful wife Abby as they continue their journey and just excel at it. It's incredible.
Well, thank you. Very much appreciated. And since you showcased us, I'm going to showcase you because I kind of did a little researching back on your channel as well. And that red fire truck short is the last I saw it was at 1.6 million views. Like,
I don't understand that. It's crazy. I'm like, did I just hit a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow or something? I'm like, what happened here?
It's so weird with the algorithm. Like, it's just you post something at the right time, the stars are aligned, and which your Lightning McQueen, or not Lightning McQueen, I'm sorry, your Cruz Ramirez one still did great. I think it did what, almost 5K views. But
Yeah.
that was like filmed the same time with Red,
Yeah.
and 5K compared to 1.6 million. Like, that's kind of crazy. But also, too, Abby and I hit a milestone with one of our videos, our first cruise vlog that we did when we went on the Wonder. I think I have it right, Abby. I think I got the right cruise ship. I always mix up the Magic and the Wonder. We actually hit 106,000 views on that
That's
vlog.
incredible. Wow.
So that's actually our first, like, over 100K vlog. So
that's crazy.
And speaking of which, the hollow to my gelato, Abby in the house. Of course, Abby is getting back from Disneyland. She recorded her first solo vlog for the 15th anniversary of Trader Sam's, and I was kind of following along with her throughout the day, but I haven't seen any of the Well, I've seen a couple pieces of footage, but I haven't seen everything, and I'm going to be doing the editing when I get back, so I can't wait to edit that and put that out. Also, a Hollow Gelato vlog that dropped today. Yes, with me being back here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I went to the Ross Park Mall to cover for the Disney limited store, which as of right now, because I was speaking with an employee, right now, Pennsylvania is the only limited Disney store right now. They're going to open another one in New Jersey, but it's going to be in the fall. So right now, the only one available right now is here in PA.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm kind of glad you went to that store, because again, it's something that's limited. It's something that's not going to be available for everybody for very long. When let me ask you about that. When you walked in there, because obviously you did a vlog, when you walked in there, did it give you a sense of what the old Disney stores were like, or did you kind of feel like you had some other thoughts on it.
No,
What
it with the vlog, and you'll probably see it when you check it out. But and I even mention it. It has like a contemporary feel, kind of like how they're doing like the hotel rooms now. It's basically just kind of cut and dry store with merchandise. They did pay a little tribute to having like the stuffed animals, like the plushies, like
Oh, that's
pyramid
cool.
in the center. But it doesn't have that feel good kind of moment where they have like the caricatures up on the walls and the ceilings and all that. But then again, this is only a limited store, so I'm assuming that if they were to make it more permanent, it would be more, because they couldn't really do anything because it would cost money, that if it is, limited, that they have to break it down and everything.
Sure.
So, but hopefully, I mean, they said they had a great turnout, and they unfortunately ran out of all the Disney Pittsburgh merch.
Oh,
So
of course.
yeah, I didn't get my hands on that, but I ended up spending a pretty penny on some merch for Abby and my mom as well. So I got my mom some of the Bath and Body Works stuff of the Disney Princess collection. So she likes like the body sprays and the hand soaps and stuff. So
Very cool.
let's check out the chat before we get in, because we got some catching up to do with a lot of the news that's been dropping lately. So we have Giant Peter Adventure in the house kicking it off, asking Conductor's thoughts on Freaky Nicky if he has seen it.
No.
Have you seen the movie Obsession, the new Obsession movie?
I have. I did see it. Very interesting movie. I don't want to give any spoilers away whatsoever. I
So,
did like the movie.
so without giving away too much of the spoiler, what's your take on Freaky Nicky?
Exactly what that title is. Her name's Nikki, and it's freaky.
It's
So I don't know. It's, again, I don't want to go too much into detail. It's definitely her character is definitely something very interesting to me, and I can kind of relate to someone that I used to know back in the day. So it kind of brought me back to that moment.
Can I actually ask you, from you saying
Sure.
it, can you potentially see that as a future HHN house?
Yes, I could see it, but my thing is, when they want to do it, maybe next year, because I know our creative director out here, which is John Murdy. He definitely still has a lot of IPs he wants to bring to the event, but I'm not going to say no. I could see the potential of it being a Halloween Horror Nights house for sure, or if not a house, a scare zone for sure.
Yeah, because I was like, while watching the movie, while Abby was a trooper. She actually watched it, but man, did it it was a workout for her afterwards. Like she was like mentally and physically tired after watching that movie. But watching like the different scenes and everything, I can see how they can progress like people into a house
Oh, for
that
sure.
moves along, where Nikki is quote unquote normal, and how it she transforms from him making the wish. So I could definitely see it happening.
Definitely.
Let's see. Giant Peter Venture says, I got my HHN audition parking pass today. Hoping the best for you. And as I said, all I have to do is just look for the tallest guy that's in the scare zone, and we'll know it's you.
That'd be me.
And then we got John Make It Rain in the house. And we also got Sean Narani. That is a great graphic. I'm assuming, Sean, you're referring to the thumbnail. I'm assuming. If that is, thank you very much.
That's
Yeah, kind of whipped it up together of like some of the main topics that we're going to be discussing.
Sure.
And we got the one and only Mademoiselle in the house. Is that George with a different background? I feel like we've traveled back in time. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We are back in the original studio.
Oh my God.
Let's see. We got Emiliano. I do apologize. Like I'm tripping up on my tongue. Welcome in. Okay, Abby confirmed it was the Wonder. Sean Arani saying hello to Abby. And then congratulations, Hollow Gelato. And then confirming, because Mademoiselle was with Abby, she did amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to actually uh, put that video together. I can't wait.
Man, it's gonna be great.
Let's see. And yes, the thumbnail. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you actually enjoyed the thumbnail. Let's see. I wonder why they chose the Northeast to start. I think, John, the reason is they're trying to hit places that doesn't have a whole lot of connection with Disney. So they're trying to like space them out and get them into places, because I actually mentioned that on the vlog, where a lot of the merch I actually see almost every day when I go to downtown Disney or in the parks, where but a lot of people living up here in the Northeast, they may not have the privilege to go to the parks. So it's kind of like a big deal for them.
For sure.
So I thought, since we caught up on the chat, I thought we'd kind of dive into some of the news. Speaking of the parks, I'll start with Magic Kingdom,
Okay.
with the Carousel of Progress. There
Okay.
is a lot going on, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was coming soon because it was all kind of hush hush, because they made that announcement last year back at Destination D23 that they were going to add in a Walt Disney audio animatronic, just like how they did out in California for the Walt's Life show in the Lincoln Theater. They were going to add a Walt Disney animatronic into the Carousel Progress, but now we find out that they are going to completely change the whole image of the Carousel Progress by adding new scenes, new dialogue, possibly new audio animatronics, update them, maybe even get some new seating in the theater, because I mean, and I'm excited for it, because that theater needs some TLC. It really does. But I'm hoping, and the way that it looks like, they're still going to pay tribute to the original classic Carousel Progress. And I'm so glad that you were able to see for what it is now before it closes down, because we don't know how long it's going to be down for the refurb. So that was my main goal, to have you and Tommy Toon be able to see it. And I even wanted to see it, one last time before it goes down. But what's your overall thoughts on the Carousel of Progress?
So this is interesting because, like you mentioned, I was able to experience it, to film it, so I had the full POV of it, of the entire show on my channel for members, and I can't wait to go back next summer with George to go explore tropical Americas and maybe make a pit stop to Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom if the new version is up and running, to see what the differences are. But I will tell you, for an attraction like that, being 30 plus years old, and the fact that they're updating all the scenes, I think it's a great thing. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, they need to keep it a museum piece. They can't touch it. Walt had had something to do with that attraction, one of his very last projects. I understand that argument. But then again, his opening day speech at Disneyland, and I don't know if he meant Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom came 21 years later, or 20 years later, somewhere around there. But he said straight up that Disneyland is your home, and as long as creativity and the imagination is still there, Disneyland will never stop improving. It will never stop growing. It will never stop renovating. So, I mean, in a way, I kind of felt like if he was alive today, he would be saying the same thing about Magic Kingdom. So you can't really hold on to too much forever. And I think the Carousel Progress is one of those attractions that's meant for it to be updated, every ever so often. Because if the Florida residents and Florida people that have annual passes and whatnot don't want to change, hey, by all means, we'll swap you Carousel Progress buildings, and we'll we'll gladly take one that actually works and operates, and you could take our monstrosity that has a small little DVC lounge in it if you like. Just being honest.
I think it is so funny how the West Coast, a lot of West Coasters like complain about stuff that the East Coast looks at it and says, like, why are you griping? Like, we'll take that. And then vice versa. The East Coasters gripe about stuff, and then the West Coasters are like, come on, man. Like, look what we got compared to what you got. We'll take it. So I think I actually find that interesting, especially because I come from both ends of the spectrum, being that I started out on the East Coast and was going to Walt Disney World frequently. Now I go to Disneyland frequently. So I think it's like very interesting of how people are like either team Disneyland or team Walt Disney World. I'm team overall. Um, but yeah, I find that very interesting. But yeah, they really need to do something with the Carousel of Progress building. I've been up at the DVC lounge a few times. It is a nice little area that you can sit down, cool off, relax, uh, get a drink. Not like a not a. I think they do have alcoholic beverages, but I mean like they have like soda machines and everything. It's a really nice little atmosphere. But to dedicate that whole entire building
for that.
just for that, I mean, you could do something a little bit better.
Yeah. Now, I will say for someone that's never been to Walt Disney World and got to go with Hollow Gelato being a wonderful tour guide and just overall historian, I kind of felt experiencing the Carousel of Progress, on some of the points that George made, the seats are kind of a little old, little uncomfortable, and you can definitely tell the wear and tear and the age of the scenes, the animatronics. But I do have to say though, for it being that type of a attraction where it spins in circles and you're going scene to scene, you have multiple animatronics working in one scene at once. I do have to say, WDI has kept it up very nicely. Like, I mean, very nicely for what it is. But I do agree it's time for an upgrade, and it can't be a museum piece forever.
Absolutely. I completely agree. We have Mr. Brian in the house, Hollow Gelato Familia, and theme park conductor. Hello. Welcome in, Brian. Always glad to see you. And Sean Narani says, I felt like for like 20 years, Carousel needed either to have a huge overhaul or replaced. It is nice to see the recent love going into these long existing attractions. Next, Space Mountain. I sure hope so because they really need to update Magic Kingdom Space Mountain because I can ride it, but I don't look forward to riding it, especially after being used to Disneyland Space Mountain.
Sure.
I feel like Magic Kingdom Space Mountain is more rougher than the Matterhorn, to be honest with you.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point because we're looking at, obviously I'm sure we're going to get some updates at D23 because this is going to be an update D23 parks panel. I can almost promise you that. But out in, I think it's what, Tokyo Disney, they're building a new Tomorrowland. I always get those mixed up. Is it Tokyo or Shanghai?
Tokyo. Yeah, they're like rebuilding it literally from the ground up.
Okay, so they're rebuilding the whole Space Mountain from ground up, and they're kind of renovating the whole Tomorrowland area. And I kind of feel if it goes successful, which I have no doubts why it wouldn't, I'm going to be honest with you. I would be culture shocked if they bring that renovation to the Tomorrowlands out here at the domestic parks, but they choose to do it at the Magic Kingdom before our version that severely, and I mean severely, needs it so bad. To be honest with you, our Tomorrowland, it's like walking on a scene of The Walking Dead because you have more abandoned buildings than you do actual buildings. It's ridiculous, but
it is true. And we got Park Explorer Adventure in the house. Welcome in. Let me see. Where is that? Okay, there we go. But yeah, so yeah, Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. Like,
that's rough.
It is, especially because it's so dark in there. So you can't really necessarily brace yourself like of how and there's like moments where you like jump up and that bar is like because you're low to the ground. I don't even know, like you could probably fit in there, but you would probably be severely uncomfortable for
Oh,
how tall you are.
no, thank you. I'll pass. I'll take your word for it. How about that?
Yeah. But to Sean Narani's question, yeah, I could definitely see Space Mountain hopefully getting some TLC. And I do agree. I'm so glad that a lot of these classic attractions like Carousel of Progress and even Big Thunder Mountain, they just reopened. And Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Like, look at all these attractions. Now, being that that got brought up, isn't it interesting that they're only doing that with Magic Kingdom?
Yeah. Now, to be fair, there's been some speculation about ours because ours is still behind construction walls, but ours is a lot different. I don't feel like we're going to get the upgrades that the Magic Kingdoms version got. It's a lot of just paint polish, and that's one of the things that we've consistently seen at the Disneyland Resort is a lot of paint polish. And the reason why that is just to make it look nice. It's basically putting lipstick on a pig at this point. It's not anything beneficial because Imagineering knows, Josh Tomorrow knows, at some point Tomorrowland is gonna be ripped to the ground. It has to. It the way that, you know Walt Disney himself and the WED team back in the day when Disneyland first debuted. And granted, Tomorrowland didn't debut on the grand opening of in 1955, but when they eventually did open that land, there was a lot like intertwined, and we've had countless content creators like Bricky and others talking about how it would be a logistical nightmare to sit there and piece out certain sections of Tomorrowland to tear out and put something new. You basically have to rip the entire land out and start over. That's how our Tomorrowland's set up.
Yeah. But I just wonder like why even outside of Tomorrowland, why Disneyland isn't getting like the extra kind of like TLC boost that Magic Kingdom is, like whether
Yeah.
it's even in Tomorrowland, like they did the Country Bears and then Big Thunder, both at Frontierland. Now they did Buzz Lightyear and now Carousel of Progress. So I don't know. I just find like when it comes to the smaller things, like hopefully that Disneyland can get some of that extra TLC,
Yeah.
when it's needed.
Yeah.
Um, Sean Arani says Spaceship Earth was supposed to get upgraded, but never got it, and it needs it. So with with that, I think I want to see Spaceship Earth get an update, but I don't want it to go too far from it because I love how it shows how we grew in society as a culture, how it went from like from like writing on like stone tablets to actual digital tablets. I love how it shows the genesis of how things go with progress in Spaceship Earth. I love how they have a celebrity do like a narrator kind of thing. The way that they were going to do it in the Bob Chapek era, where they were going to have like a little beacon of light be our guide kind of thing, I didn't really care for that. But I do agree with you, Sean Arani. I feel like that there should be something of an update, but just like with the Carousel of Progress, still finesse it and keep it, uh, to like its original concept.
Sure.
We got Chris West in the house, just for seating. LOL. Oh yeah, I mean, let's see. Then we got, let's see, what is that? Sheena Crandall. Welcome in. Let's see, where are we here? I wonder what they could put inside Disneyland's giant ball in Tomorrowland. Not. I don't know what you're referring to, John. If it's
Maybe the whole land, like
uh
what they can possibly bring into a new
Oh,
version.
like the whole entire if you could just reiterate that, John, if that's what you mean. Let's see.
Um, oh yeah,
Oh, Treasure Planet Space Mountain would be pretty cool. I do love how Disneyland does do like good with the themings, like with Hyperspace Mountain or like Ghost Galaxy and stuff like that.
for sure. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. So, with everything with the carousel progress happening, and then one of the things that, because I think the carousel, the final day is what, July 3rd?
July 5th is the
5th.
final day. Yeah.
Okay, so July 5th. So obviously there's some news with Disneyland, and this is actually um that broke like a couple weeks ago. And it's kind of old news, but got brought back into the spotlight with Autopia and the whole electrical transformation because Disneyland just got fined by the EPA for $56,000 for the gas vehicles for the fumes and stuff like that. Do you think that that's kind of hard to say? Do you think that Disney will fulfill their promise and make the cars electric, but they're going to do it on the cheaper end, which satisfies the EPA, where it's still electric, but they don't put too much into it because they might know that that attraction eventually is either going to get whittled down to a smaller footprint or just removed completely.
Yeah, it's definitely a band-aid, I think for sure. They're just complying to what needs to be done, through the state of California. They're already paying what $56,000 for that fine. They're probably not going to want to pay any more than that. So they're just kind of I think because they don't really have a set plan for Tomorrowland, and I think that's kind of a key kind of hint that they're not, that's kind of telling us without them actually saying it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that they're just going to kind of band-aid it um with the electric cars just in the meantime, just to kind of stall time for sure. John says the giant ball that's currently housing Star Wars stuff, the ball next to Autopia in Tomorrowland.
Oh, he means. Oh, okay, got it. He means Star Wars launch bay. That's
Oh, okay.
that's what. So I'm going to answer that question. I think the Star Wars launch bay is useless at this point for what it is. I think they should rip it out. To be honest with you, I think they should rip it out.
But you have to remember that now you could really get up close and personal with Kylo Ren. I mean, come on, that's a staple right there.
Sure, sure it is. Oh my god, don't even get me going on that. No, but I kind of feel you rip that out, you take out the people mover tracks, you take out Buzz Lightyear, you take out, sorry to say it, Star Tours, and if you want to go the extra mile, you take out Space Mountain and you build it back up like the one in Tokyo Disney, and you keep Space Mountain where it is, like the footprint, you keep it where it's at, but everything else is kind of a little bit different. I don't know, because in a perfect world, I would love to see Tron. I know it won't happen. So I don't know. It's kind of hard because I like that 2055 concept, but I don't know if that's even still on the table, though. But then again, if you look at Westcott, that was canceled by Michael Eisner, look what's happening in Shanghai Disney with the leaked photos of possibly a Westcott going into the second park.
Yeah.
So is stuff really shelved or not? You know?
And I think again, like a lot of people have to have these expectations for D23 that at this particular parks panel, we're going to get up to date info on the projects that are already to be had in the domestic parks. And we're also going to probably get a lot of international news.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
for sure. And then even some with the Disney Cruise Line, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think we're going to get some surprise announcements. I think they're not going to leave us hanging, but people have to understand that it's not going to be the big announcement after big announcement after big announcement that it was 2 years ago.
No,
We will have that in 2028,
exactly.
2028, and possibly 2030.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Bryant says, "Do you guys think Hollywood Studios is going to be more popular than Epcot once Monsters Inc. is done? Studios has been buzzing lately with all the new stuff." Yeah, right now Hollywood Studios is kind of like the park to be at right now. They just opened a reopened Rock and Roller Coaster now starring the Muppets. That animation courtyard with the animation
Beautiful.
building, like of how they kind of made it like a central park kind of thing, and they have the characters interacting with the kids and the guests, where kids are playing like games with Rapunzel and Goofy and Pluto, and it's like an intimate moment with that, and like they're going to be able to go into the animation building. They just released new concept art that there's going to be an indoor play area for the kids that's going to be designed like Alice's Wonderland, and you can watch the Once Upon a Studio short in a little theater, and I just think it's really cool. I do wish, however, that they would bring back like true Disney animation that could be put into that building, but I'm so glad that they kind of went back to the roots of it, where it's kind of going back to a little bit of that studio feel. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little bit confused with that. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just more so like interested with that, because I thought that the whole notion was them to put you into the scenes rather than behind the scenes. So I guess that's why they're maybe doing that with the studios, because it's like you're walking into the storybook, so to speak. Um, so yeah, so I guess it's still a little bit cohesive with that.
Definitely.
But what say you with Hollywood Oh, so to your question, Brian, I'm sorry. I think until Epcot gets something new, yeah, I think Hollywood Studios got a little bump up with the new stuff, and especially with Monsters Inc. that's going to be opening.
Oh, for sure. I think Hollywood Studios, because I got to experience that park, it was very interesting. It kind of gave me DCA vibes. It kind of did. Um, but I kind of feel like at a better scale. And I hate to even say that because DCA is its own park, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Hollywood Studios just has a better representation of that Hollywood vibe, and I'm very excited to go see that animation courtyard when we're back down there next summer. I'm very excited to go see the Monsters Inc. land. I don't know if the coaster will be done, but everything else, like Harryhausen's, that restaurant will probably be open. The new theater show will be open. So the entire land will be open. I don't think the door coaster will be open just yet. Um, and then one of the things I liked about Hollywood Studios in general is it was kind of weird for me seeing Phantasmic like in like a kind of like hidden backstage area. But I do have to say, I can never douse our Phantasmic out here in Disneyland. There's nothing else like it. But I do have to say, Hollywood Studios Phantasmic was pretty awesome. The one gripe I will give it, the one gripe, I'm like, I hate sitting on concrete. Give us stadium seating, I would be a lot happier because sitting there for 30 minutes on concrete does not work for me.
Well, especially like they should have seating for people that are paying like for the dining package.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
I get it, like those packages sell, but like to actually pay to sit on the concrete,
Oof.
like I don't
That
know.
was,
I just think that they should at least have some sort of, even if it's folding chairs,
yeah,
that way you can kind of like put them on, put them back in, what have you.
for sure. No,
And I
definitely.
agree with you. See, I love the differences between the two Phantasmics. I'm
Yeah,
glad they're not the same. I'm glad that Disneyland's is like built within the park,
yeah,
and it comes alive at night. I love that. But then I also love Walt Disney Worlds, where It's like you are going to a production, you are going to an amphitheater, you're sitting on bleachers or benches, whatever you want to call them, and you're watching a show. I like the different aspect of it. You get the best of both worlds of it. And we got Remy D in the house. Welcome in, Remy D. Always glad to see you. Let's see, where else? Um, let's see here. Theme park conductor is just going to take a quick second. He will be back. Um, let's see. I think they announced more rides for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Yeah, um, I think, as I said, probably 2028 is when they'll start making more announcements. Um, for the next round of projects.
Yeah,
I do think, speaking of 2028, that's when I think the Monsters Inc. coaster will be ready. I think possibly.
for
Um,
sure.
if not, I would say 2029 the latest. Um, but the fact that they're running it into the parking lot tells me that Disney is okay with utilizing that space. So I think that Monsters Inc. coaster is just a start for them to use, because that's a big, sizable piece of land of that parking lot that they can expand out for park
Sure.
expansion.
Well, let me ask you this. This is just kind of like a Hail Mary, because as far as I'm concerned, you kind of told me the backstory when me and you have talked about it. You're basically, in my eyes, a charter member of D23. So when I've talked to you about D23 in general, because when you look at 2028, it's going to be a big year for the Disney company, because we could possibly have Cars Land open, maybe we can have all of Monsters Inc. Land open, Tropical Americas open fully. And then, some of these resorts they're building on property. Do you think there's a slim possibility that they move D23 for that year down to Orlando instead of doing it here in Anaheim? Do you
I don't
think that's a possibility?
A lot of people have been asking and wanting that for years. Um, I think that's why they kind of made the destination D23, just because even though it's on a smaller scale, but that's how they can kind of utilize the notion when it comes to things like that. I feel like out here in Anaheim, because it's not just about the parks, it's also about the studios, it's about
Sure.
the streaming, the television, the music, and everything. All the celebrities are out here, all the archives are out here. I think it would be a lot harder to transport all that
Definitely.
um, back and forth. So I think that's the only reason. I don't think they'll ever do the Ultimate Fan event um, in Florida. That's why they kind of just use Destination D23 for that. But I mean, you never know. But in my opinion, I think if they were to do that, I think they would have already done it.
Yeah.
Um,
No, the reason why I bring it up, because you have something that Disney announced. They did D23 Brazil.
mhm.
Now they're doing D23 Asia. Do we know, because I didn't really look into it for the Brazil um, you know, convention. Was it more of a D23 Ultimate Fan event, or was it more of a destination D23?
It They called it like the Ultimate Fan event, but I think it was more designed to be like Destination D23. It was basically the same stuff that is as announced for us, but I
Sure.
think because a lot of people can't travel, that they bring it to the internationals to kind of expand, to say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're having. That was kind of like the same even for D23 Japan. So I think with D23 Asia, it's going to be kind of the same thing.
Sure.
Um, so I don't really expect too much. They may elaborate a little bit more, like especially like with the second park in Shanghai and the expansions over at Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, but and maybe like Hong Kong Disneyland, like they'll cover that, but I don't think it'll be nothing extravagant. It'll still be here, which I'm glad we get something extravagant, because all the international parks seem to get all the good stuff.
They do.
John Make It Rain, I'm assuming you're asking me this question. Are they new glasses? No, they're not new glasses. I think it's the lighting that makes them look kind of new. Um, but I am due to get new glasses, which I have the frames. I just have to get the new prescriptions. Um, if you were referring to me, I don't know. Conductors, I think, kind of looks the same, so I'm assuming you're referring to mine.
Probably.
Let's see. Was there a line to get into the Disney store? No, there was not. There was no line. There was no wait. There was no QR code. That was honestly just for the opening weekend. That it looked crazy. That the line was outside of the mall.
Jesus.
They ran out of items. They told me that they only ordered 700 of the Pittsburgh shirts.
Wow.
And I'm like, in my head, like, why would you only order 700?
Yeah,
I think they really anticipated not it being a big show, showcase.
wow.
But like people really wanted those shirts.
Oh, for sure.
I still want one of those shirts. Like crazy. Who would have thunk it? At like in Pittsburgh, PA, that it would have went like Disney Mania. Do you guys think Disney would ever make a deal with Universal to bring some sort of X-Men stuff to the East Coast? I know they have some sort of agreement that's blocking Marvel on the East Coast. Great question, John. Actually, I don't think that they'll deal. The only way that I think they'll do a deal with Universal is not to borrow, not to rent. I think if Josh really does channel a little bit of Bob Iger, it would make history of him as CEO that if he was to buy out the remaining rights of Marvel, where they can actually start building Marvel attractions east of the Mississippi River.
100%.
But that would be kind of bittersweet, though, because I would miss Marvel Superhero Island. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Now, Brian here says no, that deal will never happen. What do you think?
I think Universal is holding Superhero Island and that genre of Marvel close to the chest, and they're holding a hostage from Disney, and it's kind of like a back and forth, and I kind of like that because I don't know, maybe it's just me walking through that land for the very first time. I thought it was so cool. Like, I mean, just how the buildings look, the graphics of the buildings, even the Spider-Man attraction, 30 plus years old, is still amazing. Like, I mean, do you really want to lose that to Disney? That's, I don't know, man. I think Universal should keep it for the long run, quite frankly.
And honestly, I might eat these words, but until I actually see how the Avengers Campus expansion is with Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab, right now Universal does Marvel better.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry. I mean, I love Mission Breakout. It's my favorite ride in DCA, but I feel like that's not enough.
No.
Compared to what Universal has done with Marvel. And Brian continues, not unless they can get the DC rights away from Six Flags. That's going to be very interesting because, yeah, it's almost like a theme park deal or no deal kind of thing. It's like picking the right box for like what has the right thing inside. And it's like a domino effect. So, yeah, like if Universal connects with Six Flags, gets the DC rights, then they may be comfortable with changing Marvel Superhero Island to maybe DC Superhero Island or like a Gotham City kind of thing. And then they would be comfortable for a hefty price. I don't think they'd give Marvel to Disney just for pennies on the block.
No.
But everything would definitely have a price for sure. I could agree with Brian on that one. Remy D says, just got LASIK. Well, definitely, I hope you feel better if you can't Can you see us, Remy D, or are you just listening to the sultry sound of our voices?
Don't worry, I probably look four-dimensional anyway. Probably don't even look right. No, to be honest though, I kind of feel like the DC rights, they're up for grabs, because being that it's tied to Six Flags, which is Cedar Point. Cedar Point has been hurting, um, with financial issues, and they have been closing Six Flags parks and some of their own parks across America. So it would not surprise me if either Universal or Disney, I think Universal would be smarter to acquire those rights and include some of those IPs from DC into the theme parks, and probably some of their after dark events like Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian continues, because originally IOA was supposed to be DC Comic when they were building the islands, but Warner Brothers backed out last second. I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that story, that it was supposed to be DC Comics.
for
And then
sure.
Universal took a huge risk on Marvel because Marvel was not doing so hot at the time. And
No,
actually, I think it was Universal that kind of brought Marvel back to life with a pulse that gave it longevity for Disney to come in and get like the movie rights and everything. But I think, again, speaking of domino effect, I don't think that really would have happened if it wasn't for Universal to take a risk on Marvel after the fact. Warner Brothers backed out with the DC deal.
definitely.
Now, moving along, I had mentioned. Oh, did you have something you wanted to for me to bring up?
Yeah, just real quick, since we're talking everything theme park related, good friend of ours, both of ours, Disney Scoop Guy, filmed this morning. This was Thomas Maslam, our new Disney Experiences chairman, Josh's old spot, filming on top of the DVC outdoor porch area. Now, I get a little excited. Because could this be for D23? And he even says in the comments, what is he saying on that teleprompter? You know what I mean?
I wonder what he really is, and why would they be doing it, of all places, that particular area?
See, again, why? Why in Tomorrowland? Is this another tease again, where we're all going to start making videos? Yep, Tomorrowland remodels coming at D23, and then disappointment. Why would he be doing it right there? Right there. Why would he be doing it right there? This is what drives me nuts. This is what kind of gets my, how can I say, my ADHD going. Like, I mean, why right there?
Do you think that this could be part of Leslie Iwerk's new documentary that is going to actually be announced at D23?
Possibly.
Or maybe I'm still waiting for the Imagineering story season 2. I'm still
Yes.
waiting for it. I have hope that we're going to get it. I did get to briefly meet Thomas Maslam. It was actually at the opening of Disneyland 70th. I got to shake his hand on Main Street.
Oh, no
Um,
way.
I actually think I got it on video, I think,
Wow.
because I had the camera running, but I think I turned the camera when I was shaking his hand. I think I got it. I hope I did. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, I have to go back on that footage
I,
to see.
I'm kind of curious, though, what, let me see, because you got the big lights. Is that Dana Walden? Who is that? Wait a second. Who's this woman right here?
Is that I'm assuming that's the interviewer.
Or is that Leslie Iwerks? Oh, no. God, that's,
No,
hold
looks
hold on. Is it, I'm looking through the comments because this is breaking news. This dropped on X. I didn't see this yet.
definitely leave it to Disney Scoops guy with the scoops.
Exactly.
Park Explorer Adventure says probably Carousel of Progress returning at Disneyland.
I, as much as I would love that Park Explorer, I would love that. they would have to literally re-renovate the whole inside because the carousel building, like the mechanism, it's all ripped out. It's not even there. It's not even there. So, hey, but I would love to see it.
But okay, so I'm going to be a little bit optimistic with that. Um, but they did add the mechanism in the Lincoln Theater.
Yes.
So it's not hard for them to redo it.
No.
Plus, with them already building a new carousel, they may, yeah, again, speaking of Bob Iger, well, let's make two. There is a possibility. Now, the only difference is they may not put in the Walt animatronic
No.
because he's already on Main Street, but they may still do. It's possible.
Yeah, it just I find it very interesting. Of all places in Tomorrowland, or I mean at Disneyland, he's in Tomorrowland.
Of all places, yeah, and we were just talking about that.
Why? It doesn't. Oh God, I gotta talk to some of my other sources, my other fellow content creators, and find out why there. Now, to be fair though, from what I can see on the teleprompter, and I can't read it very well because obviously there's a damn chair in the way, but from what I can see, it's kind of him reading the teleprompter, like doing his introduction as he became the new parks chairman, and he's doing his little introduction for D23. But I really hope that's not the case. I hope it's something more than that. Because
hopefully, hopefully it's not just like a, we get our hopes up and that, and then it's the end of that. Chris West says Jill looks like Thomas with a wig on.
Okay, I'm gonna try to picture that in my mind.
Remy D says, can see you guys, but I'm suffering from some intense itchiness and I can't rub my eyes. Oh man, that's the worst when you have an itch.
God.
And you can't. Oh man.
That's horrible, and I'm sorry, Remy. I want to bring up this picture as well, since we're still on the Disneyland Resort. This is something that's happened since you went back to PA for personal reasons and whatnot. They put up a construction wall on the walkway between Bayou Country and heading in the Galaxy's Edge next to the river, and the whole lower half, or at least part of the lower half, is in the dirt phase. And we've been trying to all figure out what in God's name they could be doing here. What do you think they're doing here?
Yeah, because I remember briefly, I do remember seeing the wall up, but I didn't see it on this side of the wall because I remember we were passing by, they were like having it all blocked off. But I don't know, maybe they're just doing like updatings of I don't know, like I don't really see anything significant coming out of that except for just like redoing the walkway.
Well, see, that's funny you mentioned that because I think David from Fresh Baked Tea broke it first. I think what he was saying, if memory serves me correctly, like more to the right, like kind of towards underneath the second story balcony, there was a lot more planners and stuff, and I think they, if I had to guess, they removed those and they're going to widen the walkway a lot more. Do you think that's a possibility?
If that is the case, I hope so. That's the one downside with Disneyland, and of course, it's not Disney's fault because that's how it had to be built in 1955. But the comparison of Disneyland to the Walt Disney World parks is there's a lot of walking space.
Yeah.
Where there's times where in Disneyland you feel so bottlenecked because the walking paths are so narrow.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, I hope so. I would welcome it.
Definitely. But no, I just wanted to share those two things because I saw it. I saw the Maslam thing and I saw this. I'm like, interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth something speculating. But speaking of those pathways and construction, I want to bring something up to you after we get
Sure.
through to the comments. I think you will more likely see the big swing from Josh being buying Epic Games. Heck, add in Ubisoft, you can get it for cheap, probably less than 2 billion. Yeah, I could definitely see that's going to be Josh's first pinpoint is with the Epic Games. He's very bullish on that, so I agree with you with that, Sean. I wonder if they are already gathering video for season 2 of the Imagineering story with all the lands they are working on. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. Um, because Leslie Iwerks did say that she is working on a project that will be announced and I think premiering at D23. So if that is the case, I hope it's Imagineering Story season 2. Um,
Definitely.
so what I was going to ask you is the updated construction that we were there that basically you broke to everybody. Now everybody and their grandmother is covering it. Is the the Coco construction behind the Incredicoaster? We can now actually see. I forget the
Let me
um who had the most recent photo, but
let me
it's
see.
actually a full-fledged street.
I'll try to
What
bring it
say
up
you
right now.
on that? Like, with do you see it just being temporary? That it's literally right in the middle? Like, why, even if it was temporary, like to still just build like a straight on road right in the middle? And then what also say you with like future parades moving forward at DCA?
It's very interesting to me because I asked good friends of ours, the Leaving Today podcast crew, and Udi, who is a co-host on that show. He was at Disneyland, so we got to look at it, and he got to look at it, and he's like, "Yeah, this is starting not to make sense to me," because he's a construction guy,
Mhm.
and even to a construction guy, it made sense, but it didn't make sense because I'm like, why are you doing that? What's the reasoning behind that? And it's to move backstage, backstage. How can I put it? Stuff between back and forth. And I'm gonna actually let's see. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to transfer this to my second screen here. Give me 1 sec. Because this is a video, but it's more to the point I'm trying to get at. One of the things why I stopped the video here, and this is courtesy of David from Fresh Baked, and the photos from Ting.
Tangaroa Joel, very cool guy.
Yeah,
Uh, I talked to him on several occasions through social media. Really, really cool guy.
yeah, no, absolutely. Big shout out to him. The one thing I'm very kind of caught between a rock and a hard place is not just the road. The road is one thing, and I did break that story because everyone went nuts over that. It was crazy. But one thing I am very curious about, George, if you look kind of towards the Incredicoaster,
Mhm.
why why would Disney have that white kind of dirty wall? And I understand, but that white wall being ripped out, that's literally butt up against the Incredicoaster track. Why would they be doing that? What's the reasoning behind that? What do you think they could be doing with that wall?
Maybe it's a barrier that whatever construction that they're doing on the one side doesn't interfere with anything of the Incredicoaster. Possibly. Um, I don't know. Like this whole area is very bizarre for me because I feel like that this isn't like a typical placement that Disney would put a massive attraction in
Yeah,
there. And I know a lot of people online are saying, well, maybe Coco's not going to be as big as we thought. But when Josh D'Amaro gets on stage at D23 in front of almost 20,000 fans and says that this ride is going to be in comparison to Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion, that's pretty high stakes there to
yeah.
say, and it be anything less than. But yeah, this whole area is weird because the fact that they put up the walls where the what we call the corridor is that had the double doors that said like Pixar Pier on it, and they removed that whole wall with the construction right here. The fact that they put that up, that means that they are going like full throttle with the Cocoa construction. But at the same time that they put that up and they take the wall down, they build in a service road right in the dead center where supposedly that the show building's going. That to me just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And another thing I want to point out. Okay, so we're looking at the construction wall because me and George were on location. We saw the same wall. Um, I have to ask you straight up. Do you think, looking at what we're looking at right now, if we were to leave everything where it's at and just have this as the entrance, do you think there is enough space to have a side gate for parades and a main gate for people to walk into the entrance of Coco? Let me ask you that first.
I mean, I could see that because even just taking down that corridor wall alone, like you could see like how open it is.
The reason why I bring this up, and I know you're going to give me crap because I know you've been there before, you and Abby,
Mhm.
but my question is, does Disney, because you can kind of see Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta kind of bleeding out in that entranceway area, do you think it's even a remote possibility Disney is going to look at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, find out what the revenue they're getting per month per capita is, and if it's not up to their standards of where they want it to be currently, from its, previous years, do you think Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta could be on the chopping block to make more room for this entryway and to make room for the side gate, which is going to be the parade gate?
Yes and no. I think that Boardwalk Pizza and um, geez, what was the other one you just said? Is like literally like
The Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta.
pasta. Yeah, thank you. Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. Um, I think is on the chopping block, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be for a extra corridor for a parade. I think they're actually going to infuse it with the Coco theme.
Okay.
I think that they're going to transform it into something with like Mexican food, kind of like that Mexican flair kind of thing. And I
Sure.
think it would go really well with that because I think in that one piece of concept art where we see the archway of the new entranceway for the Coco, they kind of incorporate a little side part of the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta in there. I don't know if they just add that in there just to kind of show where the placement's going to be or if they're actually going to utilize that because I think that's kind of, I mean, even to now you have even a roller coaster that's going to be going into that spot. So even if they had pizza, but I think if they kind of made it utilize as that Mexican village kind of thing, I think it would be a nice blend
Well,
walking into that spot.
let me ask you this, because how Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta sits today. You walk in there and it's basically you grab a tray, you go through the line and you get your food. There's no sitting inside. It's basically you grab your food and get out. Um, do you think they would rip this building down for Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta? Do you think they would do that and then build it back where it's a actual sit down location for Coco? It's an actual sit down restaurant location, which the Disneyland Resort kind of lacks in that department, and it could be themed to Coco, so that way it kind of gives people more of an option to go into this area. Because you have to remember, if they're just going to have like a small little portion of a village, not even that, and you have the attraction there, you would honestly think they would want to put a sit down dining location themed to Coco, because that this area here is going to be a thoroughfare, because eventually they're going to build one of those sky bridges that they're building over on harbor eventually for the Eastern Gateway. We're going to see another one here going into the Simba parking lot. So you want to capture that foot traffic. Do you think that's possible?
I would love that. Especially because, as you said, we need a lot more sit-down restaurants at the Disneyland Resort.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that would a sit-down Mexican restaurant, I think, would be really. I think if they did it really, if they executed it well, it would be great. Are they going to do that? I don't know. I think they may retheme it to
Sure.
that, but I don't know if it's going to be an actual sit down
Oh, for sure.
kind of thing. Unfortunately, I would hope that they would.
Well,
Just really quick, catching up on the chat. We have Dragon Blood in the house, member for 2 months. It's been a
thank
single
you.
minute. Yeah, of course. A shout out to Dragon Blood. I've been in contact with him through the social media. We've been chatting it up about D23 and everything. But always glad to see you, Dragon Blood. And we got Spring Blossom Fairy in the house. Welcome in.
Good to see you.
And then let's see. And then we got Hudson Thomas in the house. He said Pirates. I want the restaurant too, as we were talking about the restaurant. Yeah, we definitely need the restaurant. Yeah, you're right, Hudson. I don't believe he said Haunted Mansion. I think now that you say that, it was just Pirates. But I think even if it was just Pirates alone, that's still a big statement, to make that if you're going to tie it to Pirates and it's going to be anything lackluster, that's not a good image.
Well, go ahead.
Really quick. And then Hudson continues, Coco themed dining would be way more profitable than Boardwalk. I completely agree with that.
100%. No, I completely agree about that, because I kid you not, anyone that has the opportunity to go to Walt Disney World, that's what I loved about it, because George, oh my God, perfect tour guide. I mean, this guy left and right was booking reservations, had reservations booked over 6 months prior to our vacation. But I'll tell you, at Walt Disney World, every single park you turn your head, there is some type of sit down dining location. It's like it's dining location heaven over there. Over here, it's like, can I put a flashlight in this corner and maybe find one somewhere? Not really.
I like that. I like that anecdote. That's really good.
No, 100%. I personally, for me, I think it would be brilliant to have a sit down location for Coco, because the only other Hispanic kind of Mexican restaurant we have at the Disneyland Resort that's kind of a sit down location, but it's all outdoor seating is a Rancho di Zocalo. But I started boycotting that place because they got mad at me. I guess they implemented something that's been around
with your refill.
yeah. I'm like, okay, nope, I'm done dining there. Screw you. So my favorite spot is the Plaza Inn, because they are still kind enough to let me do that, especially when it's 105 outside and I want more than one refill and not have to pay for it. Hey, I'm in.
Oh my God, I remember that day.
Dude, I was pissed.
You got up to get your drink. You came back. Oh my God, you look like you were ready to rumble. You were like
a $9 refill. I almost dropped to the ground. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They're like, yeah, well, this is what we're implementing here. I'm like, well, thank God you haven't touched the Plaza Inn yet, because then you would force me to freaking go dine in downtown Disney and go to Ballast Point. I could get 50 refills and not be charged $9 a refill. Good God, you people.
That is crazy.
Oh, it's insane.
And then we have Disney with Matthew the Mod. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Let's see. John says maybe it's to prevent construction equipment from digging or damaging the Incredicoaster's foundation. That's what I was thinking. I think it's like a barrier That white wall.
Makes sense.
That's what I think. Sean Arani says, I heard someone say that is an easy road to take out, and it is there for giving emergency vehicles access to come in if need be.
Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting. I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that either. Makes sense though. Maybe they just use the walkway for the parade vehicles and the walking pathway for guests at the same time. Oh, I see what John's saying. So he's saying like the new pathway that it would be for Coco. Yeah,
Yeah,
but would they shut down the ride for the parade? Because essentially they would have to do that if to keep the guests out of there. I don't know if they would
that,
do that.
that's going to be a logistical nightmare. I don't know how they're going to pull that off, because when you look at, let me bring it back up here. Hold on 1 second here. I just got to get the setup back because I
Yep.
got
And
rid of
as you do that, John says, I just need a nice taco stand and I'll be good. But
it.
a
Hey,
sit-down taco restaurant like if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Mercados would be very nice too.
100%.
I kind of wonder if it will be a tight quarters like in Adventureland. Yeah, if I hope not, because that pathway is
That would
like
be awful.
it's like my urethra. Like it's too well, it was like my urethra. It's not narrow anymore, thank God. But
Oh my God. That's crazy.
the Park Explorer Adventure asks, "What if Boardwalk gets rethemed into Coco?" Yeah, that's what we're surmising. I think that would be an easy transition for Disney to do too.
It would be easy, but now see my only thing is, and don't get me wrong, that is a great idea. I'm not doubting that. I just, now it's kind of weird because now you have a big Coco area and you have the attraction with like this beautiful archway, and then you have the boardwalk kind of outside that archway with food and stuff. It's almost like you want the archway in front and everything behind it. So I don't know. Again, this is the issue I run into with Disney, at least out here on the West Coast. They love not being transparent on projects, and they love having third party sources speak for them. So anything's on the table on how they could build this. But as you guys can clearly see, a road right in the middle, temporary or not, they spent money to build that damn thing, and now they're gonna rip it up. It's like, oh my God. Oh, I love this comment.
I had to bring it up.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Sean Narani says, I am imagining Conductor pounding the ground in a tantrum because he didn't get his free refill. I tell you, Sean, as I said, I was there. I saw it. He was not happy because, as I said, here's the thing with Conductor after spending a lot of time with him in person. Just kind of like me, you can kind of read the room. He doesn't have to say a word. His face tells it all.
Yeah.
And his face and his body language is basically the tantrum itself because he was livid when he got up and came back to sit down, and he had some choice phrase words with that restaurant. And yeah, and I think since then he hasn't been back.
No, not once. Not once have I been back there. I rather go, like I said, if I'm not eating at oh my God, what's the restaurant in DCA that I'm not thinking of? The one right on the water that's harder than hell to get into. I'm drawing a blank right now.
But the Lamplight Lounge?
Lamplight Lounge. If I'm not eating there at DCA, my hot spot is gonna be Ballast Point in downtown Disney. And if we get a little bougie, which we do time and time again, me and Hollow Gelato, you could probably catch us in Storytellers hanging out with the characters.
Absolutely. So. And really quick, because he has to dash, Dragonblood says, unfortunately, I can't stand chit chat, but I got good news. I got a full day ticket for D23's last day on Sunday.
Love it.
I'll be afternoon only on Friday and Saturday. No Honda Center, unfortunately. That's for 2028. Yeah, I definitely hope you can get the Honda Center for the next D23. I'm glad you were able to get the full day on Sunday because he definitely wants to check out the Imagineering Pavilion
That's gonna
after they have like the concept arts and the models and everything that they'll add to it. So that's really cool. So as I said, and hopefully we'll definitely get to see you there, Dragon Blood, because we will be at the convention center all around. So definitely Sunday. That'll probably be our meetup day.
100.
And then Hudson says, if we get the Mexican Bayou restaurant, I'll forgive a smaller scale attraction.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm bringing up another article. I just got to find it real quick because it's I think it was from Scott Gustin. If not, I got another source I can find it from. But why I find it, the source I wanted to bring up to George and everybody in the chat was the incentivization of the Disneyland Resort with the Magic Keys and what they are offering the people to renew. So George, if you want to bring that up while I try to find the article and see what people think about that.
Yes. So what Disney has implemented that moving forward with the Magic Keys for the renewals that, and I assume even for new purchases, that they will be incentivizing dining cards for the first time. So depending on which Magic Key you have, with the highest tier with Inspire, you get $100 dining card. For the Believe Key, you get 75. I keep on. I think it's the Explorer. Yeah, because it was Enchant. Now it's Explorer. I don't know if it's. Do they get? I think they get one. I think it's like either between like 25 or 50. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
And then I think Imagine gets one as well. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting that they are now adding something to a Magic Key. Especially since a lot of people have been posting online that a lot of days have been open for reservation, especially one in particular that caught both me and Theme Park Conductor by surprise, that August 13th, D23 day at Disneyland, is currently still even opened for Magic Key reservations, where 2 years ago it was gone within like the first day.
Yeah. Okay, so I have an article from KTLA 5 because I couldn't find it on anyone else's page because we all post like crazy. It's like Armageddon when it comes to theme park updates and whatnot. But, oh no. Was that it? Hold on a second. That might not have been it. Hold on. My bad. But why I try to bring that up, I think it was Tom Corliss.
And Remy D, I do still see your question. I will bring that up when we segue to that topic because I definitely do want to talk about that.
Here we go. Got it. So this is courtesy from Tom Corliss's team at WDWNT. So like Hollow Gelato was just mentioning, if you're renewing for Inspire, and this started actually 2 days ago leading into May 26, 2027, you get $100 dining card, then it goes 75, then 50, then 25. And I have to ask you and everybody in the chat, do you think this is slightly desperation from the Disney company, seeing the numbers of people not renewing their Magic Keys, and they're trying to incentivize those people to renew their Magic Keys by giving dining vouchers out?
See, I think it can kind of go either way. I think it depends on how you kind of look at it. Either Disney is responding to fans of saying that if you're going to raise the prices on Magic Keys, you're going to have to give us something back.
Sure.
So you look at it that way, or you can look at it that Disney is now desperate trying to get people to start booking reservations with their Magic Keys and also renewing, because maybe they're seeing a dip in the renewals that they're like, okay, we're going to throw this out to you guys. Come on, renew. I personally don't think that is the case because I feel like that Disney is kind of leaning more towards the day guests anyway for buying day tickets because they
Sure.
feel like that they're the bigger spenders.
Yeah.
That's why I think being that they're raising the prices on Magic Keys in general, they're like, hey, we'll give a little bit money back to you, so to speak, through a dining card.
Yeah. It's interesting though because they actually play it smart. So instead of giving you a discount on your Magic Key, they give you a dining voucher card that you have to use on property. You can't use it outside property.
Because I don't think if they were to drop the price of the Magic Key, then fans would know that is desperation on Disney.
Yeah.
And it's not really honestly a good look, I think.
No.
But they're going to have to make their money up because with all these projects, one after the other, they're going to have to make their money some way. So I think that's where if they raise the prices of the Magic Keys, but kind of give it back in a way with the dining cards, that's how I can kind of see it.
100%. And one of the things I also want to bring up too, if my page will load, okay, it does load. This is one of the last things I want to bring up since we're talking about the Magic Keys and whatnot, because we look on the calendar. I'm gonna just click mine. We look on the calendar because I'm an Inspired key holder. So I don't know if you could bring it on screen, Georgie, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So when we look at the calendar, all of June, which normally, as far as I remember, is not this available, all of June, all of July, all of August, including D23 Day, which is the 13th, and yeah, basically all of summer is all open. There is no blockout dates. None. So that clearly is a red flag. I don't know. Am I reaching too much?
I mean, I even think that's why they're even closing down the Carousel of Progress in the Magic Kingdom after July 5th. A lot of people were questioning, like, why are they closing down that attraction in the middle of summer? I just think summer is not like the hot ticket traveling for families anymore, for vacationers. No pun intended. I think honestly, it's the holidays between Halloween and Christmas. I feel like that became the new summer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with society today, with modern technology, where kids can now do their schooling on a computer, on a tablet, that parents don't really care anymore. They don't have to say, "Hey, you have to be in the classroom anymore." So they're like, "Hey, well, let's just go during this time where it is a slow season," but then the slow season becomes a more popularized season because everybody starts doing it. So I feel like it's going to start maybe trending back to summer because now it's going to be like, oh, summer's open, so why don't we all go? I think it's just kind of like finding that time. But I do think it is very interesting that, yeah, June, July, and August, obviously the 3 summer months are completely open. And as we said, the D23 day, it's very interesting. I do think. And I think as time will go on, like as time goes on within the month, and I think also too, a lot of people can't book out depending on maybe their work schedule, so they have to wait when it's closer because then they end up forgetting about their reservations and then they get dinged because it's like, oh, we forgot about it, and then they lose that reservation. Let's see. John Make It Rain says, I think a lot of this is being used to pay off the bond that they recently issued. Hudson Thomas says, if they want to incentivize, remove reservations or bring toys down the mountain and give back Christmas.
Jeez.
That's very true. I think summer is still very popular, but it's Disney's prices that make it difficult. It's a lot cheaper to go to a theater for a family of 4 than it is to go to Disneyland for a day.
100%.
That's fairly true nowadays.
And
And Sean Narani says, so Conductor, are you going as Bob Iger for D23 Ultimate Fan Event? That cardigan could get really hot in that California heat.
Oh God. Don't remind me of that. I probably to be honest with you, I probably won't because of the heat. Now, okay, I'm gonna reverse the table here. If D23 was in October, maybe November, I would wear a cardigan. I would wear the dress pants, the whole 9 yards, and look like Bob Iger. I would try my best to look like him. But being that it's the summertime, probably not, because I would literally be in line for about 5 minutes before I'm dripping sweat. So no, I'm good. I'll pass on that one.
And Remy D asks, "You guys got your Universal Kids Park tickets yet?"
Oh God.
So it was funny you asked that because actually he and I were talking on the phone last night about this because we were looking at like the dates and the prices for everything, which actually we were going to talk about this anyway. So that was a great segue. That's why I waited for the question. Because running down with the prices, the 1 day park price, I believe, was $54.99. The 2 day, I'm sorry.
No, the prices for the park itself were reasonable, but go ahead.
Yes. The 2 day was $73.99. The silver pass was $129.99. And then the silver pass with parking was $164.99. Then we get into the hotel stay, which was a whopping $359 a night. Now, when Conductor did a little bit of research, he started noticing that it was like at the beginning of like the grand opening that was 359 a night, and I think moving forward it was like reducing down to 166. But still, I still think like even for the grand opening, that's a pretty hefty price for a children's park. I think that's like wow.
100%. It's crazy.
Now to your question, have we got our park tickets? No. Are we going to go? Yes. At some point, we do want to go to report on it and vlog on it. We're just trying to figure out the logistics because can you imagine 2 grown men walking around not even just a kids park, but this is like a younger kids park, and we're vlogging and we're in line trying to get into the ride, and it's like, and I'm yelling at the saying like this 5-year-old cut me in line, it's like
I don't know. In theory, it sounds interesting because that's what we do as content creators. We cover the news when we can. That's why you probably will never catch me at Legoland because I'm like, do I even belong here? Do I seriously belong here right now? I'm surrounded by kids and I have no kids.
I'm so glad you said that, Abby, because I actually was going to bring that up to you. If we borrow a friend's kid and we take them, that is our decoy that we can get away with it. Because it's like, hey, we have a kid, and while we have the kid's having a great time while we're vlogging and covering all this stuff. I would feel more better about it if we did have a kid. Because don't get me wrong, like I'm very bold with a lot of things, but I think that would be so. Can you imagine us sitting in a kids attraction? There's all 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and then here we are with our knees scrunched up to our chest, riding the ride.
That sounds like torture.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
Hudson says George on Kids and Exes is straight comedy hour. I tell you, Hudson, that is very true. Like that should be my stand-up routine. Talking about kids. I like that title, Kids and Exes. Like that would be like that is it's you know what I should do? But I probably wouldn't do it on I probably won't do it on the mainstream channel. For members, and I think I might do a comedy hour special where I just let loose. It has nothing to do with the theme parks, has nothing to do with my regular stuff. If I just let loose on my comedy, no holds bar, I might make that a members only video.
Seriously,
So if you guys are willing that you would become a member of Hollow Gelato, I would do that comedy hour for you guys. So
that sounds fun. That sounds
and that's exactly who I was thinking of, Abby. Raya, and I think Raya would absolutely love it. He loves Texas. I think he's at that proper age where because Abby has a little short video that we took our friend's son on Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. It was his no, I'm sorry, not Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. I'm sorry, Luigi's. It was his
yeah.
first time on, and we took him on, and oh my gosh, the expression on his face when we were doing the spinning motion, but he
Oh,
loved it though. So, and that's exactly who I was thinking. So, we might be planning that trip maybe along with them to have a kid there so it actually makes it less awkward.
there you go.
Um Also too, I think just the kids park in general, I think it's a great idea. I just don't know as a standalone kids park by itself in the middle of Texas. I don't know how much that's going to hold up. I wonder how much leg room it's going to have.
Definitely. That's kind of what I'm looking at. But see, it's interesting. It's Universal trying to think outside the box as well, because you know they have the kids park that's going to open on July 1st. They're talking about possibly building another one of these in Orlando, close to the Universal parks out there. They built Horrors Unleashed in Las Vegas, and now they hinted at for a long time that it's going to probably be the next location is going to be in Chicago. So I do appreciate Universal kind of thinking outside the box, trying new ideas.
Mhm.
So, but I do agree with Hollow Gelato. Is it going to be relevant still? Are they going to keep that park?
Because if you really think of it, take the Universal Studios. We were
Sure.
just there in March. They have the kids area with the Shrek Swampland, and
Yes.
they had the Trolls coaster. It wasn't packed back there. There was
No.
like hardly anybody back there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you have an entire park of that. Is that going to be how is it going to hold up? But that's what I want to see for myself. I'm very
Sure.
curious how it will hold up. And Chris West said that's why it'll be closed at some points of the year. And shout out to Theme Park Wizard because he posted on social media, I think, the closing dates for that Universal Park. I think he actually posted them.
I think personally for me, this is just to be honest with you, I think if it, since they have the kids park out there, if they built a second addition to that park, let's say it did very well, Texas being one of those states that is almost constantly hot and humid and the weather is just nasty out there, I could see them building a water park right next to it that's universal themed for kids. I could see it. So they
Yeah.
might do that. They might do that.
And Abby says, I'm skeptical about the kids' park, just like the Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. Is it really relevant now? And that's actually really true. I mean, when they first opened the Horror Unleashed, everyone like went there. Now it's like no one is going. You had mentioned that they're opening one in Chicago. I haven't heard anything more of it since they made that announcement.
I haven't either.
And it's like, so I appreciate Universal's ambitious to grow. I just think the final product I think is kind of like missing some of the marks.
It is.
Then we have Rafael Di Verona in the house. I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. Potential future cruise line port opening in Texas. I have heard that too.
Same.
Yeah, that and also a cruise port, I think, opening in the LA area too.
Yeah.
And then
That's-
also
yes.
Disney just expanded their contract with San Diego
Yes.
till 2031.
Well, let me ask you this, George, since we're kind of talking about Universal and them, you know, thinking of things outside the box like Horrors Unleashed, the kids park in Texas. If these don't pan out the way they want, do you still honestly believe that Universal still wants to tap into the cruise line, which would be kind of like an out of box idea for them?
See, here's the thing with that, and they did say that they do want to dip their toe in that water, no pun intended. But I could see that concern because the difference between Universal and Disney, Disney has a very heavy brand of its own characters, movies, stories that have longevity. Universal has a lot of borrowed IP.
Yes.
And the IP that they do have, is that going to really work in a cruise ship setting? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you have like Shrek, for DreamWorks, you have the Minions and Despicable Me for Illuminations, Kung Fu Panda, what have you. But I mean, like, how far can that really go? The one thing that would probably save them is if they bought like a piece of island where you could actually enter into like a Jurassic Park kind of setting. That would be really cool, but that would be the destination. What can they hold on a cruise ship for a 5, 6, 7 night sailing? So
Yeah.
that is very true, and that is very concerning that if these things don't work out, could that potentially hinder them with the cruise line industry?
Yeah, because one of the things that Disney's just pumping away about is the fact that they just announced the Disney Believe a couple months back. Hopefully, we're going to hear more information at D23, which I'm sure we will. And then after the Believe, there's 4 more ships they have to announce. So that's going to be how many ships now, George? 13?
It'll be 13 by 2031. So essentially, of what Disney has announced, that they will release a new cruise ship every year up to 2031. That is wild.
That's crazy.
And then we have It's Christian everywhere in the house. Welcome in, Christian. So glad to see you. And so sorry I didn't get the opportunity to record with you, Conductor, and Tommy Tune. I was really looking forward to it, but unfortunately, schedules didn't happen. But hopefully in the future, we'll be able to make some content together. And again, so glad that you're in the chat. And also a happy Friday to you as well. Now, also to speaking of the cruise line, since we're kind of talking about that, and then I do want to double back to a couple more things with Universal, but with Disney Cruise Line, they had just recently released some new implementations to the cruise line that will be starting this June on all their cruise ships. And it kind of worried me a little bit of how that the articles were worded, but after I started reading them, I thought, okay, it's not that bad, and it won't hinder my cruise line experience. One being with the decoration or decor on the doors. And I thought, oh man, Abby bought all magnets. We've been getting into it. But apparently, that more recently, that people have been going like all out with the decorations on the doors. That they've been decorating the walls, the ceilings. They have like 3-dimensional things popping out. So Disney's just trying to kind of like pull that back where people can just kind of just decorate the door. And I'm
Sure.
like, okay, I'm cool with that. And it doesn't hinder the fish extenders. They do a lot of what people don't know what fish extenders are. On like social media platforms like Facebook, you could join cruise groups and you kind of talk amongst people who are going on the same cruise as you, and you make little gift bags and goodie bags, and you put these little pouches that hang on a fish hook that's outside of each room. That's why they call it a fish extender. and you just fill it up with like little goodies and everything. You kind of meet the community that you're going on the cruise ship with. So that's really fun to do, but that doesn't hinder anything. They still say fish extenders are still allowed to be on there. Another concern that I had was with bringing on vlogging equipment. And I thought, oh gosh, here we go. This is going to be the downfall because our cruise vlogs were doing so well. We just surpassed over 100,000 views on one video, and I'm like, now they're going to stop us from vlogging. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Crazy.
So apparently, you can still bring on all your equipment. Anything that's 18 inches or longer has to stay in the stateroom. And then anything smaller, you can walk around the ship and everything. I think it's just for the safety of everybody and what have you. So I'm okay with that. That's that's okay with me. Then there was one more. What was the third one?
Oh, the third one was the amount of wine.
Oh, yes, thank you. And the most least relevant for me, that's why I forgot it. That originally that you were allowed to bring on 2 bottles of wine or champagne, or now they reduced it down to 1 bottle of champagne, 1 bottle of wine, up to 6 cans of beer, and then the cork fee, the price got reduced since you're only allowed to bring 1. So again, I'm cool with that.
Same.
So we got Candy Camper in the house. What's the ratio of influencers / vloggers versus family on these cruises? I think, there are a set of vloggers that that do specialize in cruising. Not even just with Disney, but with Royal, Norwegian, Carnival. But I think the market for it isn't really that big. I think it's just a lot of families going on, and honestly, a lot of newbie cruisers go on a lot of the smaller cruises, like the 3 or 4 nights. A lot of the returning cruisers go on more of the longer, elaborate cruises.
Sure.
But I would say there's more family than influencer / vloggers, unless there's, again, a new ship, the inaugural sailings, maiden voyages, maybe a new restaurant or something that needs to be covered. Then they'll go on. Is that some form of pixie dusting?
I think he's talking about when you were talking about the fish hook and the little.
Oh, gotcha. Great question, Remedy. No, actually, it has really nothing to do with the Disney Cruise Line itself. It's basically just guests that connect on social media, and you just do for each other. You create little surprise little goodie bags and stuff, and you just put it in the pouch that hangs off the fish extender. And yeah, people really get into it. It became a big kind of cultural phenomenon with the Disney Cruise Line with the fish extenders.
100%.
We got Rudio in the house. Guess I gotta stay in the stateroom if that's the policy.
Oh yeah. What? So I'm guessing Rudio likes bringing the big tripod, and I do too. But funny story about that one, Rudio. If you don't know,
Okay, I kind of took it a different way.
Oh,
if I don't know if that's Rudio, I apologize if my mind is in the gutter, but that's how I read it, bro.
That's
how I read it. I don't know if
that's the PA way right there. No, it's so funny because, okay, so I have this tripod. It's under 6 feet. It stands up. It extends all this stuff. Okay. We were at the 70th.
I knew it.
There you go. See? Oh, my gosh. We were at the 70th. You should have seen how many looks I was getting from people. So I don't know if everyone has been to Disneyland, for the 70th. But if you have, you know exactly where I'm going to go with this. They have the main Disneyland 70th medallion on Main Street, the main one, where everyone takes pictures and all that, looking down Main Street to the castle. Well, I brought my tripod. Yeah, it's definitely first world problems. I could promise you that. I brought my tripod in. I set it all up. I was filming down Main Street for Paint the Night.
You had that $1 million shot, man. Like you were like we
Uh,
were all in our big group off to the side in the corner. We were acting all big, like we had like the best view, which we did have a very good view. And then here's this guy literally on his own little island with his like.
I wish you could find the video of you filming me doing that because I was getting so many looks. Like, what in the hell is Conductor doing? Like,
Yeah, I got you. I got you on film. I've recorded you. It's on that 70th vlog.
Oh my god. But yeah, I was literally like in a tight little spot, tripod setup, filming down Main. It was chaos. It was chaos. It was funny though.
And Abby says, I can't wait for our next Disney cruise. It's my favorite kind of Disney vacation. I'm so glad that she got bit by the Disney cruise bug because it is actually one of my favorite ways to vacation with Disney because it really does give you that rest and relaxation time where you still can get the entertainment and vacation value out of it. You know, I do love the parks. I still love the parks, but I can't really, even though that they put the experiences with the parks and the cruise line in one division, they are two totally separate vacations. Like, and that's why when I do a Disneyland and Sea vacation, I start with the land first, do the parks, and just when you're on the brink of exhaustion, you hit that Disney cruise, and man, you just get a little.
Interesting sound effect. Very interesting. This is what happens when George goes back to PA and he starts getting that PA, mentality. This is what happens right here. So George regularly, and then you add his original personality and you throw two in the room together. It's just chaos on steroids.
I tell you, Conductor is one of everyone knows that I'm absolutely nuts, but Conductor is one of the very few people that have seen, I think, all my personalities of how literally crazy that I can be. And I don't even think like you could even put it in a description.
No.
But he had seen me have a few drinks at Black Tap at Downtown Disney. And he got to see my crazy personality times 10.
Oh, I did. I'm not even kidding. I was speechless that night. Let me put it that way.
And John Make It Rain says, are there any Disney employees that shout you out or say hi while you're in the parks? So here's the thing with that. So there was one Disney cast member, I remember a couple years ago, that it was me, Orange Grove 55, and Vash Sky. We were at Disneyland, and a cast member recognized us, and they said, "Have you been on Peter Pan's flight?" And we said, "No, not yet." It was at nighttime. We were hitting all of like the Fantasyland dark rides, and he said, "Oh, well, here, let me take you there." So we literally got the red carpet walk on, and we went through the exit, and they guided us on Peter Pan's flight. Now, have anyone have seen the meme where Sarabi is walking up and she's like has her eyes shut, and you have all the hyenas snarling and like growling? That was us going on Peter Pan's flight, and you just see all the people that have been waiting in line, and they were just like, yeah, no. Then there actually was a couple Universal employees that recognized me, and actually some guests in the park at both Disney and Universal, which a lot of them surprisingly recognize me and Abby are kids. Kids actually recognize me and Abby, and I'm like, oh dear God, like when I do these vlogs, I got to start watching my language a little bit because like,
Just a little bit.
but yeah, I mean, because there was this very cute, I think 7-year-old girl, Abby. Remind me if I can't like recall. I think she was 7 years old, and we were sitting at Harbor Galley, and she walked up to us and she said, like, "You're vloggers, right?" And because we were recording something, and she said, like I know who you are. I've seen you, and she's like, I need more ride POVs instead of more food reviews. And I'm like,
Oh
this
boy.
this 7-year-old is like a little critic. Like it was like, but she was very sweet. She was very cute.
That's awesome.
Um, and then she found us again over back by Haunted Mansion on another day that she recognized us, and it was like, oh my gosh, like these kids, like, and then we got recognized while we were waiting for the for the tram at Universal by like two preteens that recognized us, which we got a selfie with. They wanted to, they got a selfie.
That's cool.
Has anyone ever recognized you in the parks?
So actually, it's quite funny. So Disney, I got recognized. This was interesting. Okay, so out here at Disneyland, I got recognized by several cast members that wanted to talk for a couple minutes, and they kind of gave me kudos for kind of the way I think and I approach things. Like, I mean, like one of them told me, "Hey, I love how you just kind of just come out and say what you actually think. You don't sit there and sugarcoat something. You call it how you see it, and that's one of the things we respect about you." And then I've been recognized by adults. I've been recognized by kids, teenagers, all genres, Universal, multiple cast members. And what's funny is that this is the most hilarious part. So when we're out in Florida, okay, this was hilarious because I was wearing a Boston Red Sox hat because I'm a Red
Oh
Sox.
my God, I
Oh
swear to
God.
you,
Oh God.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, he got stopped at Disney. He got stopped at Universal. He got stopped at Disney Springs. He got stopped at City Walk, like wherever we were in the freaking Ubers.
Yeah. And I'm like, because I've been a Red Sox fan since 2004, and I find it funny in a state that obviously the Red Sox don't. They're not in Florida. They're in Boston. George is right. I got stopped quite a bit, and then throughout the trip, I ran into the same people, and they loved it. They enjoyed
They
it.
loved that hat, man. Like they
Oh,
were really digging it.
oh yeah, they totally enjoyed it. They followed me back. I've been in contact off and on with a lot of them during the lives and POVs I continue to do for the channel. So I've been recognized quite often, but I think the memorable moment for me, or at least for any Disney executives, one particularly is going to be Josh tomorrow, because he knows George's face, like he knows he knows what Karn color he's going to wear that day at the park.
I told Conductor for D23 Day at Disneyland. I said the second I see him, he better be ready because I'm going to be booking it down Main Street, and Conductor's going to have to follow me with the camera.
I'm gonna,
I'm going.
I'm gonna feel bad for Abby. Me, for every step I take, it takes you 3 steps. I'm gonna feel bad for Abby trying to chase you down the street.
Yeah, Abby will be like, I'm waiting right here. I'll see you guys like whenever you get back. Like that would be Abby.
Oh my God.
Sean Ronnie says, "Do you find your PA accent coming out more when you are back in your hometown?" Great question. I feel like I never fully lost my PA accent. However, there were a few times that Abby has caught me, and I think you have caught me a couple times that I've said words that I lost the PA accent.
Yeah.
And they'll repeat the word to me, and I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what I said. And they said, no, do you realize how you said it? And I'm like, no, did I have an attitude or something? Like, they're like, no, you pronounced it like all of us, and I'm like, oh dear God, I did. Like, why? And then it's like, I gotta get my PA back. But it's like that's the one thing. Like, even though that I am now a Californian, like I still want to keep my PA. I
Oh,
still want to
sure.
keep my PA accent. Let's see. Where are we? Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Let's see. The A's are doing good this year.
Oakland A's. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. My team's sucking, but
Just don't be recognized by the police. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the only thing. Like, if you're recognized by the police, that's usually not a good thing.
yeah.
Uh,
Or Disney security.
that too. Let's see. Josh recognized George by his chest hair. I think a lot of people recognize me by my chest hair. Yeah, like even
Yeah.
Bricky, like when he like showcased us on his vlog, he's like, check out Hollow Gelato, and he like pointed the camera down because I was wearing a button shirt, and he's just like he pulled the shirt away and like it just exploded.
Oh my God! I'm like, for how serious Bricky is, like with his content.
That's the one time I feel like he broke character with that.
Dude, I'm like, what'd you just do? And literally, like, I mean, after he filmed that, I swear to God, I've never seen him laugh so hard in my life. It was hilarious.
See, and Hudson says George and Philly captain, no attitude whatsoever. See if Josh would go to Disneyland with you first. I'm not sure. First a day.
I think he did it again.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. See if Josh would go to Disneyland with you for a day. That would be awesome. I know that would be a long stretch of a thing, but man, to walk the park with tomorrow and like just say, like, give my own criticism of saying like this needs done and this needs done and this needs fixed and this needs changed. This needs to be completely taken out. This needs moved over here. I think by the end of the day, he would probably need an aspirin. Like,
he probably would. But see, that's I love that comment.
George needs to sell a shirt that is just a pic of his chest hair. That would be, talk about a novelty shirt.
That would be dope.
Man, wait. Now hold on. Now the wheels are turning here. So what I would do is take a picture of my bare chest, submit that photo in, and have it photocopied of the whole shirt. So when you put on the shirt, it looks like your bare chest, but you're actually wearing a shirt with my chest hair on it.
Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. Wow.
That's genius, Hudson.
Why are you giving them ideas? I'm never going to hear the end of that. Giving them ideas. Thanks.
Let's see. Could have a small Hollow Gelato logo. I mean, it still represents the channel. I mean,
hey, there you go.
Rudio says, but it has to have a gold Mickey chain on it as well. I'm liking it.
There you go. Love it.
I'm all for it. Now I wanted to kind of like for the last couple topics, I wanted to dive back a little bit back into Universal.
Sure.
That they recently announced down in Florida that Hagrid's is no longer going to be on the Express, which I find that interesting because it never started on Express. People were waiting for it. It took a while. I think it was, that and Velocicoaster. Then they added it on for a little bit of time, and now it's leaving. But from what I'm understanding is people aren't really upset with it because they feel like for how popular Hagrid's is, it's not backing the line up. It's just, you just get in line, whatever wait time it is, that's what it is. Do you think that's a good strategy move, especially for us, for you experiencing Hagrid's? What say you with that?
Well, it's funny because when we went there, I think we waited about 2 hours in the general line, and it literally felt like that queue went forever. Like, it's the longest queue for the attraction I've ever seen ever in my life. But I'm going to be honest with you. Christian makes a great point. It's probably going to be about 4 hours, maybe. I wouldn't diss that. I would not.
And he's actually saying it's a bad move for Universal.
Well, see, I'm going to go a little bit farther with that because the reason why he's saying it's bad news and it's a bad move because there's a contract with Lowe's for the Lowe's hotels out there for Universal that as part of the vacation package, you get
Oh,
the express, and now that it's getting removed,
that is a very
that
good
that
point.
thing,
I forgot about that. So you're
yes,
going to be paying an arm and a leg for the hotel, and now you're losing a ride that was initially part of your free express. I didn't know. Dang, man. That's some quantum crap right there.
not good, not good.
Ugh.
It's just not.
And then Christian continues, HHN is doing that with Fast and Furious for HHN as well.
They are. So it's interesting because when you look at the HHN tickets for Hollywood, because obviously we're going to have our Fast and Furious open before Orlando's, is that certain tickets for HHN will have limited access for Fast and Furious, while other tickets for HHN do not.
I don't know why these parks makes things so complicated at times.
Yeah. But going back to the Orlando thing with the Lowe's hotels, you're paying a arm and a leg for the vacation package and you lose express for Hagrid's. That's going to piss a lot of people off. And I mean people that have already booked vacation packages. I'm sure Lowe's themselves are not going to be happy about it. I'm sure they're not happy about it. So I'm very like I'm very confused why Universal would go down that route, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, after you said that, now that like at the bigger picture, yeah, I can see a lot of unhappy guests and actually business people, as you had mentioned with the hotel. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, that's hmm. But what's so surprising is, I mean, Christian like pointed out like blatantly, he said like that's a bad move with Universal. It's like, but why other people in the community, like, why are they like kind of throwing this under the rug? Where if Disney did something like this, it would be like on every
oh,
like platform. Like, I wonder, like, is it because that people feel like okay, it's Universal, so they can kind of understand where they hold Disney to a much higher standard, but yet
sure.
they say Universal is equal with Disney. So that's where I get like confused. It's like, well, which is it?
Yeah. See, I don't agree with them doing that. I think it's a bad move.
Oh, I lost the audio. Your audio.
Yeah, hold on.
There we
There
go.
we go. I think Lowe's is probably going to fight back on that, and hopefully it doesn't turn into a lawsuit. But I don't know. I kind of feel like that's one of the moves that Universal does not need to be focusing on right now. They're doing a lot of transformation to their parks. As you look at Islands of Adventure, specifically, you have Poseidon's Fury, you have the old Sinbad Theater getting torn out, possibly for a Pokemon Land or something. Then they just filed permits for a new, and we'll get into it, but a new attraction at Epic Universe. You have the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, even though it should be called Orlando Drift or something
I,
other
I
than
knew that. I knew that was coming up.
at the Studios Park. You have all these changes happening. I don't think removing Hagrid's off the Express and and possibly losing revenue with the Lowe's hotels and the vacation packages was the brightest idea they could have came out with.
After you saying that, like I could see the bigger picture on that for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Hudson says it'll still work. Disney removes benefits all the time.
Oh, I'm sure, but it's just not. It's not a like I said. I don't want to sound like a repeat, but it's just not. They have so many other brilliant things they're doing right now. I don't think that was one of the things they needed to be focused on and remove at the moment. Because Hagrid's, correct me if I'm wrong, George, and if you don't know, it's okay. I'm sure Christian knows. How many trains does Hagrid's run? Like, I mean, how many could be on the track at a time? Like two or three?
I'm gonna say probably they could have 3, I think.
Okay, and I would guess
Maybe
they probably
maybe 4?
okay.
Maybe?
Okay, so but in all in total, they probably have what 5 or 6 trains total. Oh, 3.
Christian
Okay,
said, yeah, okay, 3. Yeah.
okay, but they probably have like 6. So they're running the circuit quite frequently. It just I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. Hopefully, it plays out for the yeah 6
And
total.
yeah, 6 trains
So
total.
we'll see. Again, I think it's going to be a lot of trial and error. They're going to try it out, see what happens, and if it doesn't work out, then they'll probably put Express right back on it.
Yeah, maybe they'll just do it as a little tester to see how people respond to it and everything. But yeah, I think it's not really gonna go so well after the fact you just brought that to my attention. Christian says we're also having 6 trains for Fast and Furious here in Hollywood as well.
See, I like that. That I do like because I mean, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. I would say for the first couple months, it's going to be chaos. Like, I mean, people are going to rope drop it. People are going to do early entry for it. I guarantee it, it's going to be chaos. But my whole thing is Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is kind of like a velocicoaster. It's not everyone's cup of tea. So I eventually see it balancing out. But I don't even think that's going to have express. Christian, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it does officially open, it's not going to have express right away because I don't even think Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had express when it opened for Super Nintendo
Yeah,
World.
I can't foresee it having express like right out the gate.
No,
But now people are saying like
single
he
rider.
said it does have single rider. But now I'm hearing like that it could potentially open up on June 22nd.
That's what I'm hearing.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it
I hope we get something that's like, and I think Mondo mentioned it on social media. It's like we're hearing a bunch of like news things for the Fast and the Furious, but we're not getting anything like how much closer are we to the actual opening date.
yeah. Well, I do think, to be honest with you, I think if memory serves me correct, like you said, it could either open on the 22nd or the 26th. But I find it very interesting. When does Mega Movie Summer begin? Like the summer event at Universal? Because
I think they just said the dates. It was, gosh, June something to August 9th.
the reason why is because they are celebrating also the Fast
June
and
June 13th to August 9th.
okay. They are celebrating the Fast and Furious 25th anniversary. That's when they can drop it during Mega Movie Summer. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It
I
makes
mean,
sense.
see, but now if Mega Movie Summer starts June 13th, but then it would be 9 days in from that, or are you thinking
Yeah.
that could open actually on June 13th?
That's a hard call to make. I think it would be 9 days after. I think. I
So so
again,
you're more so going for, because I know like it was more later on in June, but you think now it's more aiming towards that June 22nd date?
I think the 22nd or 26th. Now, I'm going to be honest with you because I've done some crazy stuff in my time for theme parks. If they say a soft opening on a date that's before the 22nd or 26th, I'm telling you right now, I will be there because I am riding that damn thing. I'm telling you, now. I will do it on a soft preview. I don't care. I'm doing it.
So Christian says, I'm hinting it opens 4th of July weekend.
Ooh, that would be nice.
That's interesting. I hope, if that's the case, I hope it's not, only because
We're gonna be in Disneyland.
yeah, on July 2nd. But I'm also going to do the 4th of July fireworks actually at Disneyland too. So
Mm,
if it's in that sweet spot, like July 3rd or July 5th, like
there you
hopefully
go.
if that's the case. Now, Christian, do you think it would actually open to the public that weekend in July, and then the soft opening or the like
Grand
team
opening,
member previews and all that would be in the late June?
maybe. That's
And then Chris West said, "When do you think Universal Hollywood breaks ground for the next attraction to open by the Olympics?"
this. See that's kind of hard to call out. Because we are kind of getting towards the end of 2026, and for a brand new attraction, that is kind of hard. I wish I can say what it could be. It's kind of hard to tell what new attraction there would be, because if you think about it, on the lower lot, they have to rip out sound stages to put new attractions, new lands in. So I don't think we'll get another attraction by 28. As much as I would love to have one, I don't think we will, but we'll start seeing progress of demolition for a new attraction or for a new land. Probably, if I had to guess, late 2026, if not early 2027. But I think the next thing that's going to open, maybe, and again, huge maybe, is going to be the hotel. I think they want to have at least one of two hotels open at Universal Hollywood before the Olympics, if I had to guess.
That's the only thing too, like, because I can understand like where Chris West is coming from with that, because you want to still draw people in. And obviously, they're still going to come in for the Olympics, and they will stay at those hotels, but you want to draw them into those hotels by having new attractions.
Sure.
And Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is already going to be 2 years old by that
Yeah.
point. So there'll be nothing new. So that yeah, that's going to be quite interesting of how they handle it, because I feel like Universal is going to be more on the map with that because it's in the heart of LA,
Yeah.
and that's where the Olympics is going to literally essentially be. Christian says they just hired ride operators not too long ago.
So they're getting ready.
Yeah, so hopefully it's getting closer. Rudio says Factor in the World Cup starts in LA on June 11th.
That
So,
makes sense.
And then Christian says it might open late June for previews.
Yeah.
So that would be, yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep our eyes open, because we're going to literally wake up one of these days and it's going to say breaking news from Universal.
Oh, yeah.
Here are the dates for the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift.
Definitely.
Could Universal ever do a horror house coaster or maybe Omni mover that can be rethemed annually for HHN? As creative as that would be, I don't think it would happen in Hollywood. I feel like they're already kind of being challenged for permanent attractions of where they're going to be placed, to then let alone have a seasonal kind of attraction. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What say you on that?
So I kind of feel for Hollywood, it probably wouldn't happen if they were going to test that water anywhere. It'd probably be Universal Orlando, knowing that they have the space. But out here for Hollywood, it's too small of a park to have something like that. As much as I would love to see that, that's my personal opinion on it. But I do have to say, for an Omni mover, Secret Life of Pets at Hollywood is very, very nice, even though I struggle to get in the damn ride vehicle because I'm so tall. But it is a nice little omni mover, and even the Yoshi adventure ride at Epic was very nice as well. So
Okay. Chris West says the next attraction would be the Studio Tour Final, but that wouldn't be a big draw.
no, it wouldn't. It definitely would not.
And John McArain asks, what do you think the next new ride at Universal Studios Hollywood would be? Ooh, great question.
Okay, so there are multiple options here because I think the next project, theme park related, they would probably want to work on, unless they reach a deal with Disney, is the Simpsons area. Because we've kind of speculated that they might reach a short term deal with Disney to extend the Simpsons IP until after the Olympics. So that's just another attraction they can have open. Since Universal Studios Hollywood is going to be the media hub for the Olympics and even have some Olympic games on the back lot and some of their sound stages. But if I'm not basing it off that, I would want to think that Universal Hollywood would probably start ripping out some of the old sound stages on the lower lot, and we could probably see maybe an expansion to the Nintendo universe, maybe a Donkey Kong or maybe Pokemon. Dark Universe, I think, will come to Hollywood, I think, but I personally want to say it's going to be down the road. Harry Potter, this is my prediction for a new land in general. I think it's more probably we're going to get a Nintendo land, whether it's Donkey Kong or Pokemon, and I do feel like we might get a Harry Potter expansion somewhere, and it's probably going to be in that Falls Lake area.
Okay. Now, kind of to my answer to the question, and it kind of segues into the next topic that I was going to bring up. I can see now with Dark Universe going into somewhere in Hollywood because
Yeah.
they kind of dipped their toe in with the Universal Monsters with the Scooby Doo experience with FanFest nights. They put up the mural that they showcase of the Universal Monsters on the tram tour. And then also with kudos to Theme Park Wizard and Alicia Stella for showcasing the permits filed that a new attraction based off of the number that they title it, it's going to be an attraction for Dark Universe. So the fact that Universal is actually spending money and taking the time to add in another attraction to Dark Universe, even though that it's in Orlando, that means they see the numbers and data for Dark Universe and the classic Universal Monsters is relevant. So I could see it coming to Hollywood at some point. I do agree with you. I don't think it's going to be like tomorrow or the next project, but I do see it actually happening more
Well,
now than ever.
well, that's a great segue. I do want to answer Chris West's comment before we jump to Epic.
Absolutely.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility because I don't think a lot of the theme parks, at least out here domestically, have really caught on to the metas quite yet, especially for outdoor attractions. But if you have like a GoPro or your phone, definitely not. But I did hear, and I am hearing, and if Christian is still in the chat, he can confirm this, but I am hearing that the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Coaster is going to have the metal detectors that Velocicoaster has in Islands of Adventure. So there is a possibility you might not even be able to get the metas on the ride.
Because what if they decide to go that route? Because at Knott's Berry Farm, like they're kind of a little bit brutal with that. Like even if you're wearing prescription glasses and you go on Ghost Rider or Hang Tide or what have you, they still tell you to take your glasses off and put it in the little cubby hole.
Yeah, and I've told them, I said I can't. Medically, if I'm riding a coaster like that, I'm willing to take the risk of losing my glasses, because if I'm riding something like a uh, silver bullet or something like that, and I'm getting whipped around without my glasses, I immediately get a massive migraine.
So you've told Knott's Berry Farm that,
I have told them, and I
and
said,
they let you
yeah,
go.
that
Okay.
they backed off.
So Christian says I rode with my metas on Velocicoaster before.
Okay, so there you go. So more than likely, you could probably have your metas. I would recommend, if you have metas, because I know they make a strap for it. Definitely get the strap.
Okay, yeah, and John was just saying, do you have a string attached to your glasses?
But yeah, I think it's possible.
And then Chris West says, or someone will break the rule to film the POV like when Velocicoaster opened.
Yeah, probably, and ruin it for everyone else. That's usually how the story entails every single time. But gotta love those.
And then Christian says, I would recommend get the head strap.
Yeah, 100%. But okay, so Epic Universe, this was a interesting conversation because I was part of a live, I think it was for theme parking, with Jared, Orange Go 55, myself, and we were talking about this. And what I find interesting is Dark Universe getting another attraction, probably going to be based off the creature from the Black Lagoon. And you're looking at Harry Potter, which is also getting an expansion. But then you look at Nintendo, you look at Isle of Berk, they're not getting expansions. And I kind of hinted at, during that live stream, I said, well, maybe the reason why they're moving forward with the Dark Universe expansion with another attraction is because we went to Epic Universe all 3 days. Well, I did. I know you had a wedding that you went to, so you went 2 days.
Yep.
But each time I went in the Dark Universe, it was dead. Like, I mean, there was people in there, but it was not crowded. Monstros, the main attraction, walk on. The Curse of the Werewolf, yeah, it had a little bit of a wait, not too much. Dawes Steakhouse didn't really have.
You mean the Monsters Unchained?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Monsters Unchained. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, so Monsters Unchained breezed right through the queue, got on the ride multiple times. I was even asked by team members, "Hey, you want to just stay on the ride and ride it a couple more times?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then Dawes Steakhouse, not very busy. The Burning Blade Tavern, not busy. It's just that land was not busy. But you look at Isle of Berk, you look at Super Nintendo World, you look at Harry Potter, packed. Like, I mean, packed. And I'm kind of wondering if Universal is noticing that and saying, hey, maybe if we add another attraction in the Dark Universe, being a indoor attraction, which would be a water ride to kind of, help with, the weather and whatnot, meaning like during the summer when it's scorching hot. This would help Dark Universe. Do you kind of feel that?
Yeah, I think honestly they're going to have to need some more indoor attractions because even though yes, I do agree with Christian that land comes alive after it rains and also during nightfall. It really like pushes the boundaries of a fully like kind of themed land. But when it does rain, the whole park basically kind of shuts down because like 90% of the attractions are outdoors. So
yeah.
Going to need some more things to offset that with a lot of indoor things. Plus, we got that new ride system that's going to be going on with Dollywood, where it's like a hybrid between a coaster and a water log flume kind of thing. So there's a lot of like potential that they can do with that ride system, and especially with the Creature of the Black Lagoon. That would just work out perfectly.
Well, let me ask you this, because that's a great point you make. But looking at Stardust Racers, for example, with Kevin Savala sadly passed away after riding that attraction. And being that that attraction was not made by Intamin, it was made by Mack Rides. And the fact that this hybrid ride that's going into Dollywood that you just described is made by Mack, do you think Universal would want to work with them again on another attraction? Or you think they would back off because of what happened on Stardust?
I think that can kind of go either way. I feel like with Stardust, because a lot of people say it is a very intense roller coaster. I
Sure.
think if they have a type of ride where it's somewhat intense, but just like thrilling intense, but have a lot more like of the storyline wrapped around the creature of the Black Lagoon, I think that would work a little better where they may feel a little bit comfortable with doing dealing with them again. Where Stardust Racers is just a fully like high speed roller coaster,
Yeah.
which I still want to go on it. I really do. Literally, the first time I had the opportunity, had a surgical procedure done, couldn't go on the ride, went back down with Abby, theme park conductor, and Tommy Tune, ready to ride it, down and out for the count, and it was just like, oh man, like, am I going to get on this ride at some point? Because I do want to experience it.
Sure.
I think it's actually the only. I mean, aside from some of the smaller rides, but I think it's like one of the major rides at Universal Orlando I haven't experienced yet.
No.
But to answer your question, I think they would um, go with them, especially because I think that kind of ride with the Creature of the Black Lagoon isn't really what would be intense as the Stardust Racers.
100%.
Um, but yeah, I do agree with you. I think with Epic Universe, they're going to work on the lands that are already existing before they move into adding the other two, because we are expecting two more portals eventually, but I think they're going to work on the ones that they already exist first um before adding more portals.
Yeah, I kind of feel currently right now as it sits that Super Nintendo World with Donkey Kong, the Harry Potter land, and Isle of Berk, they could stay relevant for another 6 months to a year. Meanwhile, Dark Universe isn't getting the foot traffic they thought it was going to get. So why not push forward with the expansion to that land to get more foot traffic in there?
Exactly, and I agree, and I think that would be smart for Universal to do so. So I think kudos to them on making that move. So for me, this is going to be the last topic. Sticking with Universal, I wanted to bring up HHN because Halloween season, season of the witch, is almost upon us. Not October, not September, but August. And we got a packed weekend for opening of Halloween Horror Nights. Especially because I got to show you guys Walt Disney World. That was like my playground. Now you guys are showing me the way with HHN of how to actually do it. Where with the RIP tour, doing the Express HHN, and then utilizing our free ticket with our Platinum Pass. It's just going to be a packed HHN weekend
Sure.
during that time, and I can't wait to experience it with you and Tommy, and being able to vlog all that and get that in. But they finally released one of the houses, which is going to be Sinners, which I'm very excited for. But before I do, I just wanted to bring this up for Park Explorer Adventure. Dark Universe needs more love at Epic. Completely agree. Uh,
100%.
and do you guys think Dark Universe gets the foot traffic, but the mansion ride is just so efficient that it makes the land look like it is not popular? That is true. It is a common misconception that a lot of people think that that ride is not popular, but that ride system, it just keeps on feeding people that there is no backup. And that is the genius between Monsters Unchained.
Oh, for sure.
But with HHN with Sinners, I got my T-shirt ready. I went up to Universal. I got to check out the merch. I got my Sinners T-shirt. I'm going to wear it
Nice.
opening weekend. I did see that little carousel thing that you showed me where you can
Yeah.
add the houses around. That looked really cool. But what say you with HHN? They kicked us off with Sinners. What say you about that? And do you think the speculation of everything that was talked about with the houses is accurate?
I think okay, first of all, Sinners, I went to go see the movie not too long ago, and it was a brilliant movie. I can't wait to see it at HHN. I'm super excited for it. I love that, you know, that the maps are already out. Like, I mean, from not Universal themselves, but people that are pretty reliable. And for the spec maps that are out currently, I think we're at version 2 or version 3. Some of those IPs, if they are true, are freaking phenomenal. This is going to be another banger of a year for HHN Hollywood and HHN Orlando for sure. I'm most excited for is because me and Tommy, this is going to be Tommy's 4th year going. I've been going since 2015. So I've actually, this is going to be my 11th year going to the event. Um, I'm more excited for George though, because he is going to be joining me and Tommy Toon World on our little scheduled program for the weekend, and we're going guns blazing right out the gate and doing the RIP tour 5 p.m. on the first day. Can't wait because it's going to be George's first time ever doing RIP, so I'm super excited for that. But what also gets me really excited too about the opening weekend, especially the opening day of Hollywood, is because when you look at the opening day dates for Universal Orlando, they're like a week or two prior to Hollywood. So when Hollywood debuts their opening night, which is September the 3rd, you get all the Florida vloggers coming out. You get all the celebs, the red carpet and City Walk. You get all these people coming out to experience the houses, the atmosphere. It's such a great time. I've noticed that throughout my YouTube career of creating content for you guys, whether it's on YouTube or social media, that a lot of these big events, whether it's HHN, Grinchmas, Disneyland Semnieth, D23 coming up, going to visit the Florida parks, it seems like it's becoming more and more of a kind of like a oh my god, like a social meetup. Like you get to see everybody, you get to, collab with people that you normally don't get to collab with. So it's such a great time. But overall, I am super excited for my 11th year going to the event for this spec map and everything that we're currently seeing. And I can't wait until future um, permanent announcements from John Murdy himself as we continue getting closer.
11 years. Talk about a seasoned veteran at
11
HHN.
years.
That's impressive. So
Yeah.
11 years for you, 4 years for Tommy. This will be my third. I'm kind of late to the party.
Oh,
Um,
actually, I'm so sorry. Actually, correction, because 2020 never happened. 10 years.
See, now
10.
I'm disappointed. So you had me all hyped up with 11 and you just like shot it down to 10. Like that like why'd you do that? That was like so disappointing.
Not to me, it wasn't. It was very
But
invigorating.
in all seriousness, that is still that's 10 years. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah, so 10 years for you, 4 years for Tommy, and this it will be 3 for me. As I said, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to HHN. I have to thank Abby for that because that's one of the things that she reeled me in to come out and join her. Now she probably regrets the fact of like, why did I pull him into HHN? Because now I got bit by it and I enjoy it so much. And Christian confirms most of it is true with a fire emoji, and I'm excited for it for Sinners. Um, as I said, hopefully, as Christian said, like most of it's pretty much true. If it's Stranger Things chapter 5, Jack the Clown, the Killer Clowns, um,
Ozzy Osbourne house.
Ozzy Osbourne, I'm really looking forward to that one. Um, then there was the other, not the one that's replacing Monstrose.
Oh yeah, it's another Latin American house. I can't remember the
Yeah,
name for my
I
life.
forget the name of it. And then the Terrifier on the Terror Tram. Like, come on, man! Like that is like, uh,
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
John Maker Rain says, "Has there ever been a year or maze that truly freaked you out at HHN or Knott's Berry Farm?"
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I gotta.
Okay. Actually, I can answer the Knott's Berry Farm pretty easily because
And
I
then really quick before you do, Christian says, "Year of the Clowns."
100%. Okay, Knott's Berry Farm is the easiest for me. Okay. What creeped me out about Knott's Scary Farm last year, the zoo, doing the lights
Hmm.
off version with the flashlight. That was creepy as hell.
That was creepy. I have to say that one was creepy.
That
And
was creepy.
shout out, and again, Conductor is seasoned to all these, but also um shout out to our other friends um for showing us Chris
Oh,
West and
Mr. Scary Dre online.
Mr. Scary Dre. Yeah, I know his real name. Like I was trying to think of his like his platform name. I do
Yeah.
apologize, but Mr. Scary Dre and Chris West, like they like they ran us through like the whole thing. Like I would have been lost. Like I would have been walking in a circle if it wasn't for them. But um, I agree. The zoo one, when something is pitch black and you have nothing but a little flashlight that you have to just point down at the ground and you're still trying to look up to see. Also, too, yes, thank you, Abby. I was just going to bring it up. There was one house or room on the Queen Mary, Abby and I did. It was in the boiler room.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
Abby, what was the name of the maze?
Oh,
Oh
dear
my god,
God.
it was pitch black. Abby and I were the only ones in there. There was no one else to follow. There were no signs. All we
What?
heard was noises and people running towards us. And
Oh,
I was like out of my element. I am like, get me the out of here. Like I was freaked out in that man, I can't remember the maze.
that would
It
creep
was
me out.
yeah. Some of those ones were creepy. Some of
Wow.
the only problem with the Queen Mary ones is if you get in one where the line is so packed and you're kind of like bumper to bumper with the person in front of you, you lose that scare factor because you see what's already coming ahead of you
Yeah.
and then you lose that. But that first one that we did, was it called Chef or something, Abby? It had something to do with food. I
That's creepy as hell.
I think it was called Chef or something.
That's
But yeah, just being on. Oh, and then that guy at the very end, like he was around the corner. He scared the crap out of me. Like that was like, and he wasn't even in costume. It was just a guy with like long hair and
okay.
like and he just like it was like that one was really. I wouldn't mind doing that again, just to try it again. I know Abby, that was probably like a one and done for her. Yeah, it was about the chef in like the kitchen or something. But yeah, I'm glad I still was able to do it. But I definitely want to do Not Scary Farm again.
Yeah.
Definitely going to do HHN. I might do Fright Fest again because I did it with Tommy last year. Um, Maybe I'll do Fright Fest, but definitely HHN, Not Scary Farm, and then we're also going to do Oogie Boogie. Even though that's not scary, but for Halloween festivities, we're going to try to do that twice.
Definitely.
And then
I'm
Abby says they actually tamed it because before they made you crawl through the oven.
oh Jesus. Oh
I didn't get to do that, but I remember Abby telling me that. Yeah, you had to like literally crawl through the oven.
oh no. God no. Nope. 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 Not for me. No, you couldn't pay me enough for that. Nope. I'm trying to think what would be my scariest HHN house. God, that's a
My
tough one.
favorite house last year, believe it or not, and it was like one of the most unpopular ones, was the Wyatt Six. Like I love that house. I don't know,
Yeah.
like I enjoy that one. As far as like scared,
That's a
I will
tough.
say the one scene in Poltergeist where the people are coming out of the portraits,
Yeah,
or the zombies coming out of the portraits, that was a little bit freaky.
yeah. I think, God, that is a tough one, dude. I
Chris West says first time doing Widows was freaky, and Insidious 2015 for him.
mm, see, it's kind of hard for me. Oh God, I want to say, damn, dude, because there's been some amazing ones. I think, okay, Christian, I don't know if you would agree with this, but I think nostalgically, I think one of my favorite houses,
Yeah,
one
Chris, that's it. That's it, man. Why
at
it's
six, one of my favorite houses, Krampus. That I know you didn't get to experience it, George, but Krampus, oh my God. My favorite house of all times. I love, hey, Robert, what's up? Good to see you. I love Krampus. When it was on the Metro sets, oh my God, me and Mr. Scary Dre went through that house multiple times. The first time we did it like after the first day, we did early entry. And dude, this was awesome because me and him got down there. There was no one in line. Nobody in line, just me and him.
wow.
And the supervisor, because you have a supervisor outside, they're like, "You guys ready?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm ready. Are you kidding me?" They're like, "Oh yeah," because I was at the time I wasn't doing my YouTube or anything, so they're all like, "You want to go for it? Go for it. You want to take all the time in the world? Go for it." And me and him inside the house just walking slowly, analyzing. It was creepy, creepy, creepy because I'm like, at one point throughout the house, we had Krampus himself falling, both of us behind us, just walking behind us. I'm like, oh my God, dude. It was
Well,
crazy.
apparently everyone seems to agree with you with Krampus. So
Fire.
my only thing is, I wish I was going at the times that I could have experienced it. I hope. I mean, I don't know if they'll bring it back in some form, but I mean that would be
Wish.
awesome.
I
Um,
wish.
and then Abby says they are all bad for me, especially Scarecrow.
Oh, for sure. They had one house. It was kind of towards 2020. It was, oh my God, it wasn't Crimson Peak, but it was something to do with Netflix. And Christian, you probably know what I'm talking about. Or no. What? No, was it Netflix? I'm trying to remember. It was. I want to say it was Netflix, or it was like one of the American Horror Stories houses. That was creepy. That was because, especially with the American Horror Story, they can go real edgy with it and twist it. And some of those houses over the years was really creepy. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Christian
Oh
says House on the Haunted Hill.
yeah, that one was really weird because you had the like demon girl. I have her on one of my souvenir cups over here, but you had the demon girl and her neck was like this. It was weird, and she had this like bizarre, like totally creepy yell. It like mentally stuck in your head, and it was creepy.
I
And I
didn't know that you met my ex-wife.
well, I didn't, but maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe she was trying to get a second job at the house or something. I don't know.
You never know.
Um,
And Christian had mentioned the Metro sets, and I know we talked about that. I feel like the Metro sets need to come back to
I
be
think they do.
utilized.
I, to be honest, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't yet. Because I kind of feel like they've caught up on production. They've had enough time to catch up on production. The other thing is, we keep hearing all the time that a lot of production is leaving California and filming in other states, other countries, because just the tax incentives are better. So it kind of doesn't make sense why they don't bring the Metro sets back, but I've heard, you know, uh, because you have two different types of management at Universal. You have the management for the theme park, and you have management for the studio. Apparently, they don't want John Murdy having HHN spill into the Metro sets anymore. I've heard other stories where they limit the budget that John Murdy has. That's why they haven't brought it back. There's all sorts of things, but Toxic Tunnel was another great thing. You walk through the tunnel, the strobe effects, the light effects. You had scare actors running up and down the tunnel, scaring you. It was really cool.
Absolutely. And then Chris West mentioned the cockroach projection room in Creepshow in
Yeah, Creep Show.
2019.
Creep Show was cool.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because when I actually came back to Pittsburgh, I was in my Uber and I didn't recognize the airport. They literally just did a whole revamp. They built a whole new building and
Oh, wow.
everything. It was much easier to maneuver, but they still have the old abandoned airport building that they were thinking about turning it into a hotel. But the Uber driver told me that they're actually in contract now to keep it as an airport because now production companies want to use that for airport scenes in movies and television shows.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be a lot of filming out here in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
so
nice.
so and I told him, I said that's interesting because coming from California, that a lot of production companies are trying to move off of studio lots and actually going to real life locations. And he said that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I could see the Metro sets coming back. I know I've been, being a dead horse and a war drum for years about it, but I kind of feel like it all depends on if they'll allow John Murray to do so and if they'll give him a big enough budget to be able to have that many houses. So we'll have to wait and see. But I have to say, one of the other creepy houses I experienced, and this was a traumatic experience, and it only happened the first night, was the Exorcist house. The first time they had Exorcist. There's a whole backstory of this. I've never said this publicly, but you know what? I've kind of gone over in it for now. But what it was, we went through the Exorcist, and at the time I was staying at my uncle's place. Okay. I was watching his house and his dog because him and the wife went on a cruise. Okay. So we went to HHN. Me and Mr. Scary Jory drove up there. And keep in mind, he only lives about 10, 15 minutes, if that, away from my uncle's house. So that we went to HHN, got home early in the morning. I went to bed, and it just happened to be a freak summer where it was hot and miserable. I'm literally sleeping in bed and trying to rest up for the next day because we were going back to HHN. And I kid you the freak not, I swear I woke up in like hot sweats and I jumped out of bed, and literally in the corner of the room I see the priest from the Exorcist house. I see the priest, black face, no face, no facial detail, any of that. He has the chain with the cross, but instead of it being like a gold type color, it was red. Okay. Then all of a sudden I'm looking at this figure, it had red eyes. And it pulls out a book and starts chanting at me. And I kid you not, I freaked the hell out. I ran out of that room. I got my uncle's dog. I woke up my uncle's dog, and I brought the dog into that room. And the dog started reacting to something. I'm like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" So I literally run back into the living room, and I call my dad. I'm like, "Dad, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if I'm having a a episode or what, I was so creeped out. But then that was the only time that figure appeared. That's the only time that ever happened. But that was a weird experience for me. And it will go down for one of the most creepiest experiences I've ever had based off something I did in real life. It was creepy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story. We were at the parks. I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, that's a crazy that's a
Yeah.
crazy happening. But yeah, I have heard like stories, like real true stories of people experiencing those things, and it's wild.
It's no
Um,
joke.
Christian says they got to bring back Freddy versus Jason. Abby
100%.
said Freddy versus Jason was crazy scary for me. Um, Ryan T050 said that's why you don't do mushrooms,
I
Conductor.
promise you I didn't do mushrooms. I promise you that.
Um, and then John Make It Rain says, any plans to try out Hollow Screams at SeaWorld San Diego? Probably not for me, for
Probably
a
not.
couple of reasons. The distance and SeaWorld is just like not really hitting the marks for me. I mean, Abby and I did the food festival. The food was disgusting. The food was overrated. I mean, maybe in time I might try, to do it, just to experience it and have it, in the vlogs, but not anytime soon for me. But what say
Yeah.
for you?
I don't think so either. Again, it's for me to drive down to San Diego for one night. It's not worth it for me. It's just not. And again, it's something I rather just watch someone else film that experience and go enjoy. I don't think personally for me it would be something I would do. Now HHN, not Scary Farm, and possibly if it did open up and they had new things, Oogie Boogie Bash, I would do. But Legoland, SeaWorld, some of these other small experiences, probably not. Now, if I had the opportunity, I might do the Haunted Hayride. That I might do. Maybe.
Okay. I was actually curious about that myself. Park Explorer Adventure says, remember when John used to do Twitter password game for one house per year, and you tell the character in the front of the maze facade, and they give you some collectible that you can keep?
Yes. I remember. I remember. That was the good old days.
Man, I wish that I was part of those good old days because that sounds like really cool.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm glad that I got to experience like the last like back end years for John Murdy, before he retires, So hopefully, hopefully they that they he can keep it up until he retires. But I think that he'll announce the his retirement prior to the last HHN, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And I can promise you, when he makes that announcement, he will go out with a bang. That event will be phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, the first night and the last night are going to be the first night sold out.
Oh, easy. Easy for that year, definitely. And Abby says, how about 17 Doors? I think that's the one, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the one you have to actually sign, like,
Absolutely
your
not.
life in blood, sort of speak.
Absolutely not. No. No one's touching me. I'm telling you that right now. Nope. Because I will probably be one of those dummies, to put it nicely, that I sign that and then I get creeped out and I punch one of the scare actors. So nope.
Well, and it's
absolutely
not even just them touching you, but don't they do like radical things, like they can like I don't know, maybe I got one mixed up, like where they could shave your head or like
that might be the 17th. I don't I wouldn't do any of that.
yeah, like that's going a little bit out of my realm. Oh
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
yes, Abby convert. Yeah, they can shave your head.
Nope, I'm good. Pass.
I mean, technically, you're kind of already safe because you basically almost have that. But I mean, they would probably take all of it off. But like,
Yeah, no thanks. Now, Well, okay, I won't say it. Forget it.
And then even Abby says electric shock. Yeah, see,
Oh,
that's
hell
like,
no. No. New.
oh
New.
man.
Nope.
Yeah, the fact that you have to like sign a waiver and like write off your life, I man. Um,
Christian said he's done it.
I done the 17th. Oh wow. Okay, so Christian, is it how intense was it for you? What were some of the things that
Oh
wow.
God. No, thank you.
Ryan says they shoot you with a pellet gun, can
What?
shave a chunk, but you can say no, get you wet, etc.
Oh
Um,
God. It's not.
he says it's not as bad. Laughing emoji.
Of course. Of course he says that. Great. I don't know if you're. I would have to get like a $500 super chat, and then maybe I would consider it.
See,
Maybe.
I honestly didn't get shocked at all. So
Really.
is it completely random?
You could get a boon that. Yeah, I'd probably be the sucker wearing that thing, loud and proud.
So you won't get shocked.
Yeah.
So is it like completely random each year, or is it like completely random even within the year? It just depends on what day you go.
I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Because I
Interesting.
wonder if there's like times, like depending on the day, you may get like a tamer experience.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not particularly sure on that. But Christian says it's not bad, but still I don't
He
know.
says it's random. So yeah,
I
so
don't
it's random what the experience.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I have my serious reservations about it, especially after dealing with that, you know, with that house, the the whole demon experience I had. I don't know if I want to put myself in that type of situation.
You'll be having nightmares for.
God knows how long. I'd probably have to go to the hospital and get freaking electroshock therapy to forget it.
But most of their rooms are intense, especially the second room. They cut your hair. They pick a random person from the group.
Well, I'm gonna make sure my hair is like this so they don't pick me.
Yeah, they probably would be like for you. They'd be like, why bother? Like we want to. I'd probably be the one that would get like.
Perfect. I'm shoving you right to the front.
Yep, you would too.
I would. 100%. 100%.
You so not even push. Like if you said, okay, we're gonna pick a random person, he'd give me a kick, like right in the back, and I just get pushed forward.
I'll say this guy wants to volunteer. He wants a free haircut. Give it to him. Do
Of
it.
course. And we got Mark McHugh. What's up, Mark? Always glad to see you.
Good to see you, Mark. Yeah,
But
that's
was there anything else that you wanted to bring up, wanted to talk about? I think I got all my topics covered for
I
this evening.
I think the only thing that I wanted to bring up real quick, and it relates to D23.
Okay.
Is
Before you do, hold your thought really quick. Christian says they also put bugs on you and dead chickens.
Christian, make sure George gets that full experience. I'll just be in the background filming that.
Man, I don't know about the. Here's the funny thing: I might be able to do the bugs, but the dead chickens, I don't know. Like the only kind of dead chicken I like near me is in a box with sweet and sour sauce. But
What the hell? Oh my god! Let's say something like that.
Ryan says my uncle used to say Italians are half cannoli and half body hair. That I am giving a round of applause to that one, Ryan. That is man, that is I
Oh my god!
Christian says, all right, you guys, I'm signing off. I have a movie in a bit. Talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, Christian, for joining the live. Always glad to see you.
Yeah.
Really quick before you go, I'm just curious, what movie? I'm curious. Really quick before you have to leave. Then we got Lene Ward. Dead chicken is a great out of context line to tune in at. Yeah, Lene, I don't know what happens. You tune in every time you pop in, and then we're talking about something so weird and out there. You're like, what
crazy.
did I just click on?
100%.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
you're nuts. You're definitely nuts. Back room.
Backrooms Run too. I was curious about that movie. I've seen the preview. It looked so bizarre, but it looked kind of interesting to me.
Definitely. The
Well,
one
enjoy
thing,
the movie, Christian. And again, thank you so much for
thank you.
joining. The first run, it was not it. I'm giving it another chance. Oh, okay. Definitely let us know because I'm curious what you think.
Definitely. So I wanna just pick your brain a little bit about D23 and when we should expect, because we're only days away from June, so like literally 2 days. Um, when can we expect the emails from D23 for to start picking events on
Okay.
the showroom floor?
Great question. And actually, Dragon Blood messaged me earlier. He was actually asking the same thing when he was telling me about he got the extra full day for Sunday. So starting on July 13th, they start mailing out the badges to everybody. Now, the thing I want to ask D23 is when they mail out the badges, and this I do know, that's only for the convention. Even though that we bought it as a whole as the ultimate, day that has the Honda Center and the convention, the badge only gets us in the convention center. They will email us the ticket for the Honda Center separately. Now, here's my question because I never went this route before. I want to ask D23, being that the badges got transferred successfully, would we receive the Honda Center ticket ourselves because of the transfer, or does it go to the original person and they have to send us the email? That I want to ask D23.
Oh
Um,
God. How
Yep. So
crazy.
so we have another little hurdle we have to get through to get to D23. So yeah, so July 13th, they will start mailing out the badges. It might take a week or so for people to get them. If you're an international person coming to D23, you pick up your badge at roll call when you arrive because they don't want to send it overseas and it get lost or it gets delayed or what have you, which that's smart. Then on July 20th, they said that's when they'll start sending out the links via email for us to try for the lottery system to either get panels or presentations, photo ops, specialty gift prizes and stuff. Now that's another thing I want to ask D23 for the link. Does it go to the original person who made the purchase, or can it come to the email that's connected to the transfer?
Why can't they make it so simple? This is how I would do it. Okay. So, Lene Ward, I'm going to answer that question. Just bear with me 1 second. What I would wish Disney would do, well, not that question, the one under it, but
Oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to just say to Lene, we did see the Sheep Detective movie. We actually enjoyed it. We got to see it twice. I actually like that movie.
one thing that drives me nuts, what you just said was what okay, so the badge transfers went through successfully because
Yes,
we did individual tickets instead of going the other way. So we'll have a Friday credential, Saturday credential, Sunday credential.
correct.
Why couldn't with all the information we had, why couldn't we transfer the Honda tickets to our credentials so we have the credential for both the showroom floor and the Honda Center? So we're not having to use multiple sources to get between both.
Well, the thing is with the ticket with the Honda Center, it's going to be like almost like a QR scanner code that's going to come through an email. But the question is that email going to come to the original purchaser and they have to forward that email to us? Or because of the transfer, does it automatically go to our email that's linked to the transfer?
That's going to be a nightmare in hell.
Yeah.
That's
So
going to be a nightmare.
No, that we have to ask, and also with the lottery system, the same thing. Does the link go to the original purchaser, or can it still come to us because we did the transfer?
Oh, 100%.
Now, before we answer Lene's question, I just have to bring up Mark's really quick because this is funny. If they don't announce a Goofy Movie 3 at D23, I will throw Josh tomorrow in a pile of tomato juice after a nasty paper cut.
I don't even know what to say to that.
That is, oh my gosh, like that is like
Oh my god,
that is awesome.
that's
That is
crazy.
awesome. But Lene War says this sounds so complicated, overly complicated. It is, honestly, from even I get so excited with D23 that I've done it every single time, but it brings so much stress until
Oh, it's bad.
until you actually get there and everything. Ryan says that's that's very specific.
Yes, 100%. Totally specific.
I'm telling you, the two comments of the night was that one of Mark's and Ryan's with the cannoli and chest hair. Like that was like
Oh,
those
100%.
are the two mic drops for me.
So, Lene, I think I'm looking forward to D23. First of all, it's going to be my first time ever going, so I'm going to soak in everything I can, and I can literally work a room pretty well, so I think I'll be able to experience all of it within 3 days. One of the things I'm most looking forward to, though, is clarifications on the projects for Coco and Avatar at DCA. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Okay. Same question for me. I'm obviously I'm looking forward to the parks and experiences at the Honda Center, but just the weekend.
Yeah,
I look forward to it, and that's why I do it. Even though it drives me nuts with the process of D23, that's why I get so upset and passionate when I think that I'm not going, is because, and that's why I take myself every single time. I love being among the fans. D23 was conceived because of us, for the
yeah,
diehard Disney fans, that we all can get together under one roof for a weekend and just be among each other, enjoy it, watch the panels, presentations, go through the exhibits, the archives, shopping. Um, as I said, they have a bunch of food trucks out in front of the convention center.
oh,
Now they
nice.
move us over to the Honda Center for the studios, the parks, and the legend ceremony. It's just, it's going to be a weekend, and I can't wait to actually see your experience it for the first time. And actually, Abby's. This is going to be Abby's first D23.
And
So,
Tommy's.
and Tommy's. Yes, absolutely. So I cannot wait to see you guys. Um, Abby says, "Oh man, Conductor moves through the crowds quick. In his one step, it takes me three steps." Yeah, that's literally how it is. It's his one step to Abby's three steps. But what is interesting about Conductor, if you ever spend time with him in a park, especially or even in a crowd, for how big he is very light on his feet, and I swear he moves like a stealth snake. Like
I
I
guess.
don't know how he like maneuvers and slithers through people. It's amazing to watch because you would think for someone like big like he is, and when I say big, I mean like tall. You'd think like he would be like bumping into people or think like no, he is like a ballerina. He is like Mr. Twinkle Toes that he could just like maneuver himself all the way through. Like it's
Oh, it's crazy. It's insane.
and we got Jesse Adventure in the house. Welcome in, Jesse. And Lene says, "What are you hoping they will announce? Wildest speculations only. Will they finally announce bulldozing Goofy Sky Skull? Will they drain the rivers of America west to build a tunnel?" Okay,
I
so wildest far fetched idea you think they could possibly throw at us?
we get a closing date announcement for Tomorrowland.
Hmm. Let's see. For me, I think for me the wildest would be they completely put a whole freeze on Avatar and they wait on it and they make the big announcement that Zootopia is going into Hollywoodland.
Ooh, that dude, I cannot wait. It God forbid that happens in the Honda Center and you have 20,000 people just like the room goes silent or you just hear a wave of
Yeah,
booze.
that can go either way. That could go either way. That can go like really, really well or really, really wrong.
Yeah. Oh my
Jesse
god,
Adventure says, I'm hoping they announce the new show for the Hyperion Theater.
that'd be nice.
I'm curious to know the fate of the Hyperion Theater.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be interesting. Actually, another far-fetched thing is I would love them to bring back Aladdin. If they were to put something in the Hyperion, I want the oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
Bring back Aladdin. As much as I loved Frozen, you
Sure.
can't beat the Aladdin musical spectacular.
Oh
I'm
god, no. No, no. I think a wild prediction this is way going out of the box. I mean, way going out of the box. But the Toy Story parking lot, they bring back the Westcott idea. I mean, the true Westcott idea.
I'll even go even further than that.
Uh oh.
I'm gonna say, turn the Toy Story parking lot into the third gate. Demo all of Downtown Disney. Buy Garden Walk. Move Downtown Disney over there on top of a hotel and connect everything with the monorail.
I like that. I'm not opposed to that.
Abby says Aladdin was a great musical. Genie was great. Oh, Genie stole the show on that every single time. Mark McHugh says they cancel Avatar and announce that Mickey has converted to science. I gotta wait. I gotta finish this. That Mickey has converted to Scientology, and going forward, he will only take pictures with those who have gone clear.
God. Mark's on one tonight.
He,
I love
he
it.
is. Yeah, he's
I love
just
it.
when I thought there was the mic drop. He has another mic in his hands. Jesse Adventure says, I can see them bringing Hercules to test the American audience, so eventually they can bring it to Broadway, but they won't do that until they get rid of Aladdin on Broadway. Interesting.
I'm trying to think of another far-fetched idea. They announced that Arendelle is coming to Disneyland, and they hint at possibly putting it in the Lilo and Stitch parking lot or next to Matterhorn.
Well, did you see that? I don't know if Disney made this official announcement, but they said that like they're going to start promoting more Frozen worldwide into the parks.
I heard
So,
that.
I mean, the domestic parks are what's left because they're all over in the international parks and also for Mickey Mouse's 100th birthday.
Yeah. Good possibility. I think what would be another far-fetched idea?
They actually might mention something with Mickey's 100th because his 100th is in 2028
Yeah.
and they'll be celebrating it in 2028. So they may make an announcement sort of like how they did the 70th.
That's true. Let me see. What would be another announcement I could see? I could see them maybe announcing finally we get the restaurant in Galaxy's Edge,
Mm.
the Jabba's Palace restaurant.
Or a third attraction in Galaxy's Edge.
That'd be cool.
Or both.
There you go. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Or I'll go even further. I mentioned this before. You talk about far-fetched. I say demo all of Galaxy's Edge and put in villains.
Oh, you're nuts.
They'll never do it. That's why it's far-fetched.
Yeah, you're nuts. Oh,
Let's see. Who knows? They could fix the People Mover tracks. Lightyear is closed right now. They can fix that section inside the building. Sorry, voice to text always messed up. I agree with you, Jesse. Like you could say something in a voice text and it completely writes out
something else.
Things. But in any case, like I mean, you never know with the People Mover. Can you actually see them utilizing the People Mover for what it actually is? Do you think that they could actually make the People Mover actually a transportation if they were to put a third gate in the Toy Story lot? If they were to buy Garden Walk and add in a hotel, could they utilize a People Mover type system for what actually Walt intended it to be rather than it just be an attraction in the park?
That's a tough call. Personally, for me, I would like more of it to be a attraction, but to go on the opposite, I would like to see the monorail extended, which I think they could do. A people mover, though, if they rip down all of Tomorrowland, including the people mover tracks, the station, they start over. I'm going to tell you straight up that I would like it to be laid out like it is in Magic Kingdom, where it goes on the outside of the buildings, and some of the buildings it goes in, but mainly it's on the outside of the buildings. I think it just aesthetically looks better.
I could agree with that. Yeah, I could see that happening. Lene says, I think downtown Disney turning into theme park expansion is more probable than just a possibility.
Could it could another wild prediction. God, that's an interesting one. Um, hmm, that is an interesting one. I'm trying to think what you can announce there. Oh God, that is so, ooh, eh,
Well, I'll
yeah.
just throw it out there.
Ah, screw it. What the hell? I think we could get another attraction in Avengers Campus and take out the actual back part of the Hollywood Boulevard. So you still have the facades there, but instead of going into that animation building on Hollywood Boulevard, you would have the facade, but you couldn't go in it anymore. And that whole back area would be like a coaster for Avengers, maybe based off Captain America, Spider-Man,
Which
Iron Man.
that's actually interesting because that was supposed to be one of the main signature attractions if the Eastern Gateway happened the first time
Yeah,
when Avengers was supposed to go in where Hollywood is. And they said that it was supposed to be the Tron light cycle type of roller coaster, but it was supposed to be the bike of Captain America.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that would be cool.
I'm. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Jesse Adventure says my wild dream prediction is bringing a 3D show to Tomorrowland Theater. Hoppers, that movie is it's tough to be a bug vibe and Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. I agree with you with that, with Jesse. I actually think Hoppers would even be a better fit down in Animal Kingdom to replace Better Together. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
100%. I think another wild prediction
and
I
a
would.
King George animatronic.
Hey, there you go. I love it. I think another wild prediction for me would be actually them announcing the closing date of our Space Mountain to be torn out and replaced with the newer version that Tokyo is getting.
Okay, nice.
What would be another one that I'm not thinking of? Ooh, it's not that it's not possible, but the thing is, Disney likes to make things difficult. I could
Mhm.
see a wild prediction saying for 2028, we know how big it's gonna be, so we're moving the panels for the studios, for the theme parks, and the legends to Angel Stadium.
See,
For
that's one I really want to see happen because you could fit so many more people there. It would be, uh,
it's
and
just not
California has nice weather. They don't have to worry about it raining or getting cold in the summer. You know, it you have a whole entire stadium. Like,
and
mm,
the tickets to buy would make it a lot smoother process because you would have a lot more seats.
yes. Jesse Adventure says a new parade for Disneyland. That could be very well be certain because I mean the 70th is ending on August 9th. And unfortunately, I think so does Paint the Night because I was talking to a cast member the other night, and unfortunately, I think Paint the Night is going with it. And I would love to see a new parade and more so a new night parade. We need to keep the night parades.
Yeah.
And we got Dragon Blood back in the house.
Ooh.
Mark McHugh says Tomorrowland closes and is replaced by a villain's land, but not Disney villains, real life villains. Hope you're ready to ride the guy who listens to his music on loudspeakers in public mountain.
Oh, geez. Oh, my God. I think, jeez. Oh, God. What now?
Lene Ward says, I'd like to see the submarines finally removed. I agree with you with the subs. I say keep the lagoon, but remove the subs. The waterfall is the emergency exit for the subs to the Autopia track, so it's turned into an Autopia Aquatopia. I would actually enjoy that because I wanted to try the Aquatopias at Tokyo. Unfortunately, they're going to be closed to make way for whatever change they're going to do at Tokyo Disney Sea. So I would welcome that, to be honest with you. Does anyone even go to the Waltomatronic show? That was such a huge controversy, but seemed to fizzle out. It's not like where it's like overly popular, like how it first opened, but I mean, they do get people in the theater to go see it.
Yeah, they do.
I still go back in for some time to go see it.
They do.
I actually enjoy it still.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another wild prediction that, oh my God, I just had it in my head too, and I lost it. Oh, okay, I got it back.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people would be upset about it, but it could be a possibility, maybe. With the new I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. The new like height requirements for buildings and attractions that went up compared to when Disneyland was built in 1955. A wild prediction is they add new additions to make Cinderella's castle bigger. Not Magic Kingdom bigger, but bigger.
Wait, is it Cinderella Castle or Sleeping Beauty Castle for Disneyland?
Sleeping Beauty, I meant.
Sleeping Beauty, okay. So sort of kind of like how they did with Hong Kong?
Yeah, not that crazy.
Okay.
But bigger than what it is right now.
Okay.
So let's say
basically still keep the castle of how it actually looks, but just make it grow in scope.
Yeah. So let's say, just hypothetically saying, right now it's, I don't know, 70 feet. That just hypothetically saying. So instead of it being 70 feet, it would be like maybe 150 or 200 feet.
Okay.
But I don't think it would happen because obviously Walt's original Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Can you imagine the fandom on that one? Woo.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Where am I? Here we go. Dragonblood says, also, I was thinking about something. I delete social media on the D23 day so I can be completely surprised by the park stuff, like it's an early Christmas for me.
Okay.
I mean, hey, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that. And the only thing is with not hearing it right then and there, like when you go into the pavilion,
you're gonna
they'll have some things, but I don't know if they'll have everything that they announce. But I mean, hey, I mean, you could still definitely do that if you want to come back to it later. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's something you could definitely consider.
Yeah.
See, Jesse Adventure says, I could definitely see them announcing a new attraction to Galaxy's Edge, either a ride or a restaurant. I better avoid the Imagineering Pavilion until the final day. Well, here's the funny thing with that, Dragonblood, because I personally like going into there early, and the reason why is when they had the the model for Adventure World for Disneyland Paris, the studio that became Adventure World. They had the they had the little spot that was empty. They didn't show anything, and we're all kind of speculating. We're all kind of looking at it, saying like, "What could go there? What's going to go there?" And when they made the big announcement of the Lion King attraction, and then the next day, then they had the model added to it. So it was kind of cool to see the no model to the next model. I still think if you go into the Imagineering Pavilion, there's really nothing that would spoil anything prior.
Yeah.
Um,
A coaster would be cool. Mark McHugh said that for Galaxy's Edge. That'd be dope.
let's see.
That'd
Yeah,
be dope.
yeah, we'll take the next couple comments and then we will unfortunately close it up. But we've been going for almost 3.5 hours, as Conductor and I always do. I'm sorry, where was? Oh, here we go. Um, yeah, genuine idea for a Galaxy's Edge attraction, a pod race coaster. That would be really cool. I
That'd
would
be,
I would love to do a pod racing type of attraction.
that'd be dope.
And then Lene Ward says, I think Tom Sawyer's Island might not be safe after they tested out the outage draining the rivers of America east. Yeah, I don't oh, hold on. Could they put a dragon under the castle like in Paris, or is there too much asbestos to do to any kind of meaningful renovations on that? Okay, so when it comes to Tom Sawyer's Island, I mean anything is possible, but I really don't think they're going to touch Disneyland's river. I think it's too valuable to Disney. And as far as the dragon underneath the castle, it wasn't built to have like an underground kind of tunnel, to my knowledge. Um, the only way that it would, if they did what Conductor mentioned, if they built the castle bigger and they had it high on a hill, then the lower part of the hill would be the lower part of the building. Then they could add a dragon in
Yeah.
there. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. That I don't think they could do the dragon unless they do that. And then Tom Sawyer Island, I think honestly, for the Phantasmic and the dinner package, I think honestly they're not going to really touch that. Dragon Blood says all my predictions are pretty much details on everything we know about, including small additional announcements like new attractions for Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland or whatever else. And then I want my Villains Land and Avengers Finity Defense stuff.
There you go.
There you go.
I think my last wild prediction I'm going to say is they announced something about a new version of the Magic Bands for Disneyland, and they renovate all the hotels on property, the Pixar Place Hotel, the Grand Californian, all the Disneyland hotel towers, and they all have the newer locks where you can just unlock it with the tap of your Magic Band, and they incorporate the infrastructure to pay for merchandise and dining using your Magic Band. That's my final prediction.
Okay. Final prediction for me, like kind of like off the wall. Get rid of web slingers and give us a real true Spider-Man ride.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. That's what I would do. Lene Ward said, this was so much fun. So glad we were able to catch a live. Yeah, so glad you and Mark were able to join. I know that you both don't I don't see you guys that as often as I used to, but anytime that you have time to jump on, please do. We love the company and you both are hilarious. We love you guys. Dragon Blood says, I guess I could go to the Imagineering Pavilion. I wonder if they'll have Olaf roaming around alongside the BDX droids. Mm-hmm. They may have them at some spot there. They may showcase them because they had Wally there outside of the convention center one year. No, we love catching you guys. Absolutely. And we want to thank everybody for joining this live. And Chris West says, great live. Have a good night. Yeah, to everyone who's joined, Chris West, Mark McHugh, Lene Ward, Dragon Blood, Christian in the parks, Remy D, Jesse Adventures, Abby, Mademoiselle, there's so many people. I know we don't have time to name everybody. Park Explorer Adventure, Ryan, John Make It Rain, um, yeah, just everybody that was able to join today. If I didn't mention your name, just know that we still love and appreciate you for sticking with us. Hudson, Thomas, that we appreciate every single one of you for joining us and hanging with us for 3.5 hours. That's pretty impressive. Sean Narani, and yeah, so and of course, theme park conductor, it's always a pleasure having you on my lives. Oh, Rudio, I almost forgot, and Rafael Varno, Varna. I do apologize. I can't keep saying that name correct. And then, of course, theme park conductor. I don't know who this guy is, but in any case, uh, conductor, if you want to let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. Again, big shout out to Hollow Gelato, as he is nearly this close to hitting 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. So let's get him to that benchmark. We are so close. Him and his wonderful wife, Abigail, are so much fun in the park, just hanging out, having a great time. Me and him, I kind of feel like we're like family. Like me and him are brothers because we just hang out so much and talk so much. And we definitely appreciate all you guys in the chat. Every time we do a live together or we're in the parks and you see us, please come and say hello. Obviously, you can spot me from a distance, and if you spot me, George is not far behind. But
As I always say, you can find him for his height. You can hear me.
exactly. You can find me, Theme Park Conductor, on YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Conductor Sunday live stream, where we have amazing guests like the one, the only Mr. Hollow Gelato with his spicy Italian theme park opinions I love so much. And as he gives insight to Disney, to Universal, we talk about future trips between Disney out here on the West Coast, going back to Walt Disney World, and all of this crazy stuff we have lined up pretty much for the next 5 to 6 years for both of our channels and both of us. So definitely stay tuned. And I just have to say a deep, deep thank you to you all for always supporting Hollow Gelato and Theme Park Conductor. We could not do this without you guys. Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you, thank you.
And one more quick shout out, of course, Giant Peter Adventures. I don't know how I missed him, but I mean, there's no live without Peter.
Oh, no.
And then Lene, absolutely. Fresh Bake did give Theme Park Conductor a shout out because he ended up using his footage that when we were there, that and that broke out, and alongside with his 1.6 million view short of Red the Fire Truck. That one still baffles me, but I'm so glad that it did. And definitely, as I said, definitely show love to Theme Park Conductor as well. As close as Abby and I are very close to 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get Conductor there. Let's keep the train rolling, no pun intended. And let's get him to where we're almost gonna hit as well. And yes, Dragon Blood, we both were on Dave's Fresh Baked at Galaxy's Edge. We were in the background. We were talking.
You know what's funny about that? We keep making cameos in his videos. I find it funny as all else.
We did, because there was like 2 of his, I think.
That one and the Star Wars one.
Yeah, there was like 2 of them that we. It's crazy. That is so crazy. And then Fresh Baked, a secret fan of Conductor and Hollow Gelato.
I think he is.
But in any case, folks, as we keep on saying over and over again, we just thank you, love you, appreciate all of you, and definitely look out for our next live, which is probably going to be another 3 to 4 hour live as we do here. But in any case, This is Theme Park Conductor. I'm George, the Disney Italiano. And as I always say, in Disney Italiano fashion, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Italiano out.